where as a really young guy who loved rock and roll, remember when that album came out.
Mm-hmm.
And we, and I don't mean just me, I mean almost everybody in the world, had never heard anything like that.
What is this?
Had never heard anything
I don't even know
like
what to
that.
do with this.
Almost.
Where do I put it in my head?
You just went, what my God. I mean, everything about it. The guitar playing was so distinctive. That drummer in the background just pounding the crap out of the drum. And then in the musical bridges and things, Jimi Hendrix going, oh, ooh, He just didn't know what to do. Did not know what to do. And there were others. Let's see, Third Stone from the Sun is on that record. The Wind Cries Mary, which is a ballad sort of, but just like what's that? And then you saw Jimi Hendrix in that film. It's not Woodstock. It's the like the Newport Jazz Festival or something, where it's Jimi Hendrix is on the bill with Janis Joplin. So the staid Newport Jazz Festival, and the guy who promoted it said, "I'm gonna shake things up this year," and he had Jimi Hendrix and Janis Joplin. Which, when Janis Joplin, you never saw anything like that either, in her little pink dress, just wailing out songs. But then Jimi Hendrix on stage, lighting his guitar on fire.
Well, that's a waste.
And just
those are expensive.
You're right, Granny. It is. It was just like stunning. I can't think of anything in modern music since then that's been quite so stunning. I mean, there has been, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
If I stop to think about
the punk rock movement. Let's go there. I mean, there's plenty of things that.
But it was just, I don't know.
That came along and frightened and shook up the nation.
But I guess what I'm saying is that Jimi Hendrix, that made me ready for all of that. So it didn't shake me up so much. It didn't.
Well, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the nation.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking is that it's that's why I can't think of anything that was quite so mind blowing, because my mind had already been blown. I was kind of ready for all the rest of that and went, yeah, okay, yeah, let's do that, yeah. But it was just such a.
Where were you when Woodstock was going on?
I don't know.
1969.
I was in college.
Because there's a reason that we played that song.
Yeah.
Because on this day.
Was it this day?
50 years ago, Woodstock started.
Now, Jimi Hendrix was the closing.
He was the closer.
Which wasn't for 2 days from
Did
now.
the national anthem.
He only played. Most people had left by that time.
Well, because they had delayed. So it was a Monday, and people had to go back to school and work
and stuff.
And he played at like 9 o'clock in the morning. He was supposed to play the night before. They were supposed to close the night before, but couldn't play until like 9 o'clock in the morning.
So that record was already out, was it? When
what record?
The one we just played.
Well, he played Purple Haze at Woodstock.
Whether he had recorded it or not, I don't know.
I think the record was already out. But he was just, and then I hear Jimi Hendrix songs even today. A lot of times I'll hear Jimi Hendrix songs I don't really know, and I'll go, "Oh, that must be Jimi Hendrix," and sure enough, because it's so distinctive. And he died when he was, what was he, still in his 20s? Mm-hmm. I mean, it was astonishing. An astonishing amount of music as well. I don't know, makes me, just that song, particularly that song, but anything off that record, I listened to that over and over and over and over again. My mind was blown. Hi.
We probably won't blow your mind this morning.
It was either that song or, it's Jimmy Webb's birthday, and I could have gone with the full-length version of MacArthur Park. That would have been. I never understood why that was ever a hit.
Look, it's very simple. It took so long to bake it.
Yeah, they're never going to make it again.
No, you won't have the
cake
recipe.
And then someone left it out in the rain
yeah.
after it took so long to bake it.
And you'll never have the recipe.
And here's
again.
the thing: is that the cake is a metaphor.
Mm-hmm. You know what I think really what made that song a hit is some record companies paying DJs a lot of money to play
Probably.
it. That's what I think it is.
Probably.
Because it stinks. It just stinks. Now, I've heard Jimmy Webb actually be interviewed. He's still around, and he's crazy and has done a lot of stuff and been around, and palled around with a lot of musicians, and he's a very entertaining guy. But that song is awful. I think he thinks it's kind of awful. Anyway, let's get the show started. 877-602-9696. It's a beautiful full moon out there. We'll have to get to a little moon celebration here.
Still up?
Yeah,
on the drive-in.
you should be just
Barely.
yeah.
It's on its way out.
Yep. Anyway, 877-602-9696. Check in with the Radio from Hell show. We have a Radio from Hell reusable grocery bag, a tote bag. Got a big Radio from Hell logo on it to a random checker-inner. And just tell us, wrong answers only, what blew your mind?
Wrong answer.
Wrong answers only.
Wrong answers. What really blew your mind?
All right.
Wrong answers only.
Okay, 877-602-9696. Shamrock Plumbing.
.net. That's the website where you want to go if you want to see more about them. But Shamrock Plumbing, fast on the job. They really do good work, and they do it quickly.
They show up when they say they're going to, which is something I like. I don't like waiting around for my plumber.
Yeah.
They say we'll be there at this time, and they're there.
And no job is too big or too small, from typical plumbing emergencies like drain cleaning and leaky faucets to bigger jobs. They're just making a bid on my mother-in-law's bathroom to do a bunch of replumbing there. They're honest, trustworthy. They'll do a great job, and they'll do it for a fair price. For more than 30 years, Shamrock Plumbing's been the contractor that Utahns can trust for their plums. So if you need some plumbing
With
done,
a plum.
if you need something plumbed, call Shamrock Plumbing. Their number is 801-295-1690. Their website, shamrockplumbing.net.
At X96, we realized that the term 1 hour non 3986. Message and data rates apply.
All right, 619. Let's go.
Yeah, check-ins, 877-602-9696. Wrong answers only. When was your mind blown? It's like somebody I see on the texting said, when I first learned about the Dewey Decimal System.
Blown.
Blown.
Mind blown.
Wrong
Can
answers
they
only.
do that?
877-602-9696, and somebody will get a tote bag, a Radio from Hell tote bag. All right, so the moon.
Well, wait. Let me start the show.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry,
Bill.
Gina. I apologize.
Woohoo! Lucky's Auto Credit, 77 cents in a job gets you a car. That's awesome. They'll front the tax, title, license, 77 cents total to drive away today. Apply online at luckysautocredit.com. Woohoo!
The moon is so near full. It is 99.9% of full. It's officially a full moon at 6:35. Oh, no, excuse me. It's a 6:29, and the moon will set at 6:35. So it will set, and you won't know that it'll be full, and then it'll set. But it's almost down now. So because it is a full moon, we're going to do the moon song in a second. But you're listening to the morning show that's attempting to gather petition signatures to change the name of the street our studio is on to either George Soros Boulevard or OAC Avenue.
Okay.
Either
AOC.
one of those. AOC Avenue. It is Radio from Hell, starring the Lords of Morning Radio, the Sons of Soros, the acolytes of AOC, Kerry Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi, making up the Radio from Hell show. Katie, for short, is our producer, and in there I saw Bailey, and Hannah. Is she here today?
Mm-hmm.
And then there are other folks hanging about, learning to do the jobs that Hannah and Bailey do. So they have to fill the shoes of 4 people. And now your check-ins, 877-602-9696. Wrong answers only. When was your mind blown? I mean, what did
Carrie, you look concerned.
Well, it's just, it's about 3/4 of the people I don't think get the wrong answers only.
Oh.
Yeah, I've noticed that myself.
Wrong answer means the opposite.
Yeah, because someone's
Like-
saying Prince playing While My Guitar Gently Weeps
No.
at a George Harrison tribute.
That is an actual mind
that would
blow.
blow
That
your
would
mind.
blow your
That
mind.
is
That's-
blow
real.
your
That's
mind.
not the wrong answer at all.
Yeah,
That's
so
the
you're-
right answer.
We want the wrong answers only.
Yeah, so you're someone. My first stadium show blew my mind. Pink Floyd at Jack
No,
Murphy.
no,
See,
no.
you're playing
Wrong
it
answers.
Now,
only.
I think Cindy has the right idea online
Go
too.
to Cindy. Hi, Cindy.
Hello.
Good morning.
So when was your mind blown? Wrong answer only, Cindy.
Oh, the time I saw the Sound of Music live TV musical.
Yes.
Good
boy.
answer.
That would be a mind-blowing
answer.
experience.
So blown.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Cindy. I hope you're over it.
You're welcome.
See ya.
I think I every once in a while I have to ponder on it when it comes to mind.
I don't know.
but
Maybe we should
I'll
give.
get there.
Maybe we should give Cindy
Give Cindy a tote bag.
a tote
It's up
bag.
to you.
Hang on the
Oh.
line, Cindy. We'll get you a Radio from Hell tote bag there.
All right.
Awesome.
Hang on. Let's go to Maggie.
Morning, Maggie.
Good morning, you guys.
How are you today?
I'm great. How
Yeah.
are you guys?
Good.
When I saw Little River Band.
Little River Band blew your mind. Yeah. Just listen to this. Mind blowing. Listen. Oh my God.
I almost can't stand it.
I can't either. As a matter of fact, my
Sing
mind
along.
is
Sing along.
mind blowing.
Is it time for a cool change?
Maggie, I think you'll agree with me, though. Little River
Yeah.
Band,
No.
they're no Pablo Cruz.
No.
No
Pablo Cruz.
Pablo Cruz.
They're no Pablo Cruz.
Yeah, that's right. Thanks, Maggie.
All
Love you
right.
guys. Bye.
Thank you, Maggie. All right.
Good answer.
Yeah.
The private jokes that just permeate this show is
Yeah, if you're just listening,
detrimental. Brandon.
Hey, Brandon.
Morning, guys.
Hey, Brandon. Good morning. What wrong answer only? What blew your mind?
President Trump making an unintelligible tweet.
Yeah.
mind blown.
Mind blown. by
Wrong
that.
answer.
Yeah.
Only.
Thanks,
Very
Brandon.
good. Okay, Brandon.
Now this one's just rude or the perfect answer, depending on how I take it.
It could be both, couldn't it?
Gina getting traffic and sports right. So that's either really rude or a high compliment. I'm going to choose to take it as a high compliment.
Okay, go
I'm
ahead.
pretty sure that's not how they intended.
Yeah,
I
go-
don't
but-
think it was.
But you know, that's how I've noticed, get along in life, Gina. You really do just take the negative and turn it. You just spin gold out of it.
I tried.
You're our own little princess at Rumpelstiltskin.
Keith has so far my favorite answer this morning.
Hmm.
When I found out I could save 15% or more on my car insurance.
Yay!
Hey,
Well done.
Keith, if you were on the phone, we'd have given you a tote bag. For that one.
mind blown.
When I entered, here's Marie. When I entered the Salt Lake City public school system,
Yeah, that's a sad comment.
when I learned the Earth was actually flat. I don't.
It's trying. It's
Trying.
trying. It's trying.
Not quite working there.
That the sun actually rose yet again. That's something that you wouldn't be surprised by.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I see.
Yeah,
What
I
he's-
get it. Yeah, that works.
I see what he's doing.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Every time I fall asleep in church,
Mind blown.
Mind blown.
here we
Just
go.
puts me right to sleep.
Amber. Carrots.
No, that's no, that's
Carrots.
We should stop
Carrots.
Yeah.
there. We should stop.
Is that
there.
where you want to stop?
Yeah.
I think do we have time to play a little of the Moon song there?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it right now.
Yeah. So carrots.
Carrots.
That we'll stop with.
But Bill doesn't care
carrots.
for baby carrots.
No, I like them. I just don't like the fact that it says baby carrots. Because, actually they're not really baby carrots.
They're just shaved down.
They're just
big
carrots. Yeah, which now my mind was blown when I found that out.
Because you didn't know.
When you found out how baby carrots they're actually made.
Yeah, so now you could get baby carrots out of the garden, little carrots that have not grown
That's
to mature.
not what you buy in the
no,
store.
no, those little things are just nubs of carrots.
Oh, here we go. When I learned the 50 different uses for toothpaste.
Toothpaste.
Mind
It's right there.
blown.
By the way, we need an update. Our toothpaste derby brews science experiment guy.
Gina needs an update.
All right.
Everybody look at the moon. Everybody seeing the moon. The moon is white, is milky white. Everybody look at the moon. Oh. Yeah, I did a song.
Traffic. No accidents to report so far this morning, but I'll tell you that Tour of Utah Stage 3 is happening today. It's Antelope Island to North Salt Lake. Motorists should expect delays and detours along the race route. All traffic must follow behind race participants and support vehicles. To find a map and times when you can expect the different stages of today's race to be, you can go to tourofutah.com. Snowbird's annual Oktoberfest is here. Enjoy classic German beer, food, music every Saturday and Sunday, including Labor Day through October 20th. Get all the details at snowbird.com.
All right. Let's see. Coming up, we have Big Boy News. We have Geek News. And then at 7 o'clock, it is Beat Gina Trivia. You better have a prize to give her if she beats you. She's got something to give you.
I have a Haster Games gift certificate.
And what's the topic of the trivia? Is it Woodstock?
It is Woodstock.
Woodstock.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It's all multiple choice, so you can guess most of it.
Well, it's yeah.
All right. We'll take a break. We'll be back.
Let's see now. Oh,
Ran Life.
Yes. Listen, if you want a mortgage, these are the people to contact because they're a local mortgage company. Utah's economy is strong. The job growth is building at a fast rate, and so is the residential housing market. If you've noticed, there are condos particularly going up all over the damn place, and they're for sale, obviously. So if you want to get a mortgage and get into one, this is the time to do it. Ran Life is an approved lender with Utah Housing, and they can help you purchase a home. And also, there is down payment assistance that they can tell you about. So call Ran Life and let them know your situation. 801-478-4500 is the number. No cost or obligation. Just give them a call and chat with them a little bit about mortgage rates and if you can qualify.
They're
and
super nice people.
they
They're
really
local.
And if you can qualify for some down payment assistance too, that's a big deal as well. So it's Ran Life, 801-478-4500 or ranlife.com.
When Carrie, Bill, and Gina run out of things to bitch about, we give you a 1-hour nonstop
Keith Stansel in Denver, who that was Keith who texted in an answer to the wrong answer only. And you said, well, we'd give you a tote bag, but you didn't call. Keith is going to be at Snowbird this weekend.
I'm sure we can get Keith a tote bag.
With the Salty Saints, the beard beard growing competition. And I think Greg is who's the leader of the Salty Saints is going to be on our show tomorrow when we're up at Snowbird. He's a Greg Wolfenstein. Wolfenstein or Schmidt or he's a Greg Wolfen. He's a nice guy. We'll talk about beards tomorrow. So let's, I guess, do the news.
Yes, big boy news and Opinioendo now, brought to you by.
Health insurance should be personal with doctors you know and trust in your neighborhood. Quality care from award-winning hospitals and doctors. That's what you get with University of Utah Health Plans. Choose you.
I don't know what I'm going to do. I have an obligation here to the show, and if I didn't feel such a strong obligation to the show, I wouldn't be here today.
Where would you be?
And tomorrow I probably wouldn't be here either. But rushing to Peter Murphy's side.
Oh, yeah.
Peter Murphy was rushed to New York Hospital on Tuesday, and I just got word yesterday about it.
Are you his emergency contact?
Yeah, I thought you were.
No, I'm not the first on the list. I'm not. But suffering shortness of breath, later revealed to be a heart attack. According to his rep, the longtime Bauhaus singer and kisser of me, he kissed me one time, was forced to postpone Tuesday's scheduled concert at the Greenwich Village venue Le Poisson Rouge, which I believe means the red fish.
Yes.
Where he has been performing a residency comprised of his solo albums and one evening of David Bowie songs. So
Really?
He's been there for several nights in a row. Doing a show, and people have been turning out for it and saying it's great. The concerts scheduled for August 13th, 15th, 16th, 18th, and 19th at Le Poisson Rouge have been postponed, and dates will be determined. And people were now the cardiologist at Lenox Hill Hospital, Jason Song, treated him and said Mr. Murphy was admitted for a myocardial infarction. He had 2 stents placed in his right coronary artery, was started on medication to manage his heart condition, and he said, I can't say anything more about it than that.
Oh, that's a lot.
He'll be fine. Murphy's family said, we would like to thank the fans and Bill Allred for their undying support and hope that Peter will be back on stage with a refreshed heart stronger than before. And everybody at Le Poisson Rouge, they're just very upset. They released a statement, and it's not just the money. They're saying he's just been so wonderful to have around. He's been great, and the crowds have been good, and we wish him a speedy recovery. I love this.
Maybe we should play this for a potty break in honor of...
You want to do that for potty break?
Yeah, his solo stuff is great.
Well, we got a couple of
Indigo Eyes.
We got Indigo Eyes. We got...
This is Cut You Like...
Cut You Up.
Cut You Up, yeah.
We got Scarlet Thing in You, Strange Kind of Love. Well, we'll do this one. How about that?
And Bauhaus was really good, too.
Yeah.
So I almost made this a boner candidate, but I just don't know what to make of it. Share prices for Utah-based online discount retailer Overstock.com have plunged this week after its eccentric CEO, Patrick Byrne, claimed late Monday that he had played a key role in investigating the scandal over Russian interference in U.S. elections. In a bizarre statement, and that's the way this is characterized in the Salt Lake Tribune, circulated on Business Wires, the 57-year-old multimillionaire confirmed details published by self-described investigative journalist Sarah Carter. And you know when it says self-described investigative journalist that they have their doubts.
Yeah.
Nobody's really heard of her, apparently.
Conspiracy theorist.
Including that he had a romantic relationship with alleged Russian spy. I don't even think you have to say alleged anymore.
No, she's
Russian spy Maria Butina, while Burns said he was acting as an informant for the FBI. Mr. Byrne claimed in his statement that the liaison occurred while he assisted in what are now known as the Clinton investigation and the Russia investigation in 2015 with FBI encouragement. In fact, Byrne said in a frenetic 4-page news release, I'm the notorious missing chapter 1 of the Russian investigation.
Yeah, this is a news release. This wasn't like
Yeah.
some rambling thing he put on
He
Facebook.
sent it out on Overstock.com letterhead.
He's a nut.
Butina is in jail after pleading guilty to conspiring to act as a foreign agent in the U.S. without notifying American authorities. The lone Russian national arrested in U.S. Probes of interference in the 2016 presidential election. She's the only one arrested because she's the only one who could get her hands on. There were 12 or 15 or something others that were indicted.
They've been indicted,
and but they'll never come back to the U.S. Shares in Midvale-based Overstock.com, which Byrne purchased in 1999, have fallen 38.7% from $26.06 a share to $15.97 a share.
He's odd. I remember we had him on the show once.
He was weird. Yeah.
He was, and that was years ago.
Yeah, he's always been involved in kind of fringe politics stuff. Erin Mendenhall, it's pretty much confirmed that she is the leader in the vote getting for Salt Lake City mayor. They're still trying to figure out if it's Jim DeBacchus or Luz Escamilla.
They're still counting. Huh?
Yeah, there are still mail-in ballots that could determine it. And I think DeBacchus is still ahead.
But only slightly.
Very, very slightly. And so they'll wait until they can get everything counted. And it'll probably be by the end of the day today that they will make an announcement. Mendenhall is confident, though, that she'll advance in the general election. Did a Van Oker group yesterday where we talked about this quite a bit. If you want to go to that podcast, the Van Oker Group, just look for that on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. And Dave Owens seems to think that Erin Mendenhall will, no matter who she goes up against, will be the next mayor.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He said, now they're all too liberal for me.
Well, of course.
But he said, but I really do like. He said I like them all. They're all.
We can't lose with any of these people. They would all be good.
He said Dave said, I like all of those people. I know them sort of personally, and, Erin's been a good friend, and I like her. Too liberal, though. But anyway, he thinks that she'll be the next mayor. A man wearing only a thong here in Utah faces a list of charges after he allegedly got into a fight with a Saratoga Springs police officer. And he was just wearing a man thong, a banana hammock, essentially. Police were dispatched to a call about a male in a man thong, as it was put, walking down the middle of the road with a sign around his neck.
What'd the sign say?
My wife.
The person who initially called dispatchers said that the man had jumped out of the front seat of a car and nearly hit them. And an officer was able to track the man down. He was later identified as 27-year-old Wesley Alexander Sayer.
Wesley.
They asked him his name, and he said, it's Ryan. Well, no, it's not.
What did
I'm looking, Gina, and I think that it's ridiculous, isn't it? I did not notice that that detail that he had a sign around his neck, or I would have maybe tried to find it, but it doesn't. I don't think it says that.
Now I'm going to try to find it.
Yeah, in this story, so this is the KUTV story. They think they left out that detail.
Come on, reporters.
It was
That's why they call you fake news,
Oh, so it says here at the end, it's unclear why Mr. Sawyer was wearing only a man thong. Well, I don't think you'd have to speculate about that, really.
They're very comfortable.
Yeah. Or what the sign he had around his neck said. So my guess is that the officers didn't report that.
That should be in the report.
Gina, have a talk with the police officers.
Could be motive.
Well, it could explain everything.
Well,
you
then
might know what the sign says, and then you'd go, well, now I understand.
Why don't you run for Saratoga Springs City Council if you think you...
That's just some bad police work.
It's a thong. Relax and accept the string.
Jeffrey Epstein's autopsy finds that everything points to the fact that he did hang himself. Bones were broken in his neck.
That might lead to him being strangled. Bones broken in the neck. They said only bones broken in the neck when you're an old person. He's not an old person.
Yes, he is an old person.
No,
he's in his mid-60s. Says that sort of break can happen when a person hangs themselves or dies by strangulation.
Huh?
Or dies by... Why did I ever start this?
I don't know.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry I started this conspiracy thing. When I first started it, and I was serious about that, because I see how Gina's going, no. Now she's all on board the conspiracy.
Yeah.
I don't get that. By the way, you want to have your heart broken. I mean, it really is sad. Read the editorial in the New York Times. I'll post it. The young woman who is suing his estate but she's been the most prominent one, about how Jeffrey Epstein, when she was 14 or 15, groomed her and the kinds of things he did to keep her in his thrall, and how frightening it was, and how it really
ruined her life.
How it pretty much ruined her life. She wrote a whole thing about it in the New York Times, and it's quite.
And she's not far
sad.
from the only one that has that story.
And Jeffrey Epstein had a bizarre portrait of Bill Clinton hanging in his Manhattan mansion. Bill Clinton wearing a blue dress, like the Monica Lewinsky dress, lounging on a chair in the Oval Office, wearing red high heels and posing suggestively. The portrait was in a room off the stairway of the Upper East Side townhouse. The dress is strikingly similar to the one also worn by Hillary Clinton at the 2009 Kennedy Center honors. The original painting is called Parsing Bill and is by an Australian-American artist, Patrina Ryan Cleed. And although it's unclear if Epstein had bought the canvas or it was a print, they don't know if it's the original or if it's a print. But it is odd that it was hanging in his mansion. Really, really strange.
Yeah.
And I guess we ought to mention that the stock market and global money markets are going crazy the last day and a half or 2 days, and there are people saying, this is going to be a recession, and not just a recession in this country, a worldwide recession. The strongest economy, the biggest economy in Europe is Germany, and their GDP is down 1%, and that doesn't sound like a lot, but it is a lot.
Yeah.
What do we do?
Just follow the president. Whatever
Tariffs.
he says.
We need more tariffs.
No, I think it's money managers and markets coming to their senses and realizing that Donald Trump has no idea what he's doing.
We need to cut taxes for the rich again. All right. Sports, weather, traffic.
Okay, so Real Salt Lake, they won again. A pretty resounding victory last night, 3-0 over Seattle. It's their third straight victory in front of about 18,000 fans at Rio Tinto Stadium.
Yes, this new coach has inspired them.
They're doing well. They're fourth placed in the Western Conference standings. That's the highest spot they've made in the standings all season. So,
what's the coach's name?
Freddie Juarez.
Juarez, that's right.
And this is for our attorney. Ohio State University is seeking to trademark the word "the" when used in terms marketing for the sale of colleges. So saying colleges can't call themselves like the University of Utah or the...
What?
Ohio State is seeking to trademark the...
Ohio State.
Ohio State.
Oh, jeez.
Now, and Ed's an attorney. I don't know if he's secretly involved in
he's
this
probably
lawsuit.
representing them.
No, he's too biased. He wouldn't have an opinion on this.
Weather, we're in the mid-90s today, and we'll be throughout the weekend. So for our trip up to Snowbird, it'll be nice because it'll be cooler up there and lovely. 94 for a high today. Traffic, let me see if we've got any accidents we need to tell you about. We've got a crash eastbound 7th South, 12th East. This is east of I-15 in Clearfield. Car fire US 89 8th North in Ogden. The northbound right lanes are blocked. Redwood Road and milepost 16, it's Utah Lake, this says. There's a crash there. And stage 3 of Tour of Utah taking place today between Antelope Island State Park and North Salt Lake. You can go to the Tour of Utah website to see the map and times when the race will be going through, because all traffic must follow behind race participants and support vehicles. When it comes to mortgage lending, call Rick at Vintage Lending. Where else are you going to go? 16 years experience. Call Rick, 801-809-SAVE or loansbyrick.com.
All right. Yes, coming up, beat Gina. You can line up now if you'd like, 877-602-9696. But you need to have a prize to give her if she beats you at multiple choice trivia, Woodstock trivia today. Let's see, is this sponsored?
Yes, our dear friends at Cabin Fever reminding the college crowd to stop by for some dorm decor, lava lamps, lunch boxes. Cabin Fever has a large selection located in Trolley Square. Cabin Fever, so much more than a card store.
All right. So, would you look up really quick the Dark Crystal movie when it came out?
Okay.
I didn't see it. I'll be honest with you.
I saw some of it on TV, and I couldn't get through it.
1982.
82. I was graduating high school.
I know a lot of people liked it.
Fantasy has never been really my wheelhouse. I've never, Lord of the Rings, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's never been something that I've been too interested in. But here's the thing. This new Dark Crystal series that's coming on Netflix on August 30th, there's a new trailer out for it. And like I said, I've never been a fan.
At its center,
But this thing...
the crystal of truth, the source of all life.
I'm just talking about the look of the show. Because it's a combination of Muppets and CGI.
No.
And they've really got it figured out, how to combine those two mediums. It's the sense of scale that is amazing on this thing. It just looks really incredible. So like I said, I saw something.
But it is the Dark Crystal.
It's still the Dark Crystal. This is a prequel, so maybe it'll make sense. It'll take you and tell the story. But I want you to go and take a look at this sometime today. It's just amazing looking.
And everything is at risk.
I mean, Netflix spent some dough, is what I'm saying.
Are there big voices behind it?
There is a big voice cast. I don't have that handy right now, but there's some very big names behind it.
We are eternal!
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, that guy. But it just creates this amazing.
Oh, I'm looking at it. Yeah, it is.
World. It's just astounding what they've done with it. So that's something to look at today while you're not working at work. Let's see. Now there was some news, G.I. Joe news.
A real American hero.
They announced earlier in the week that they're going to reboot the movie series. They're going to start over because they can't afford The Rock. Or Channing Tatum. So they're rebooting altogether with G.I. Joe. Now, for some time now, there has been in the works a solo G.I. Joe movie featuring the most popular G.I. Joe character.
G.I. Joe?
No.
Oh. It was just a guess.
Snake Eyes is the most popular G.I. Joe character. Now, here's the thing about Snake Eyes that you need to know. He's dressed in black. You never see his face, and he never speaks.
Well, that's great then.
So,
Sounds like you could put a whole movie around that.
So yeah, that's kind of tough. I know in the G.I. Joe Marvel comic they did one issue that was Snake Eyes centric, and there was no dialogue in it, and it was a success. But we're talking 30 pages.
Yeah.
So I don't know about a movie, but. So the question is how do you do that? Well, it's become more clear now that they've cast Snake Eyes. You saw Crazy Rich Asians, right?
Yes.
Henry Golding, the
He's
lead.
good looking.
Exactly. So G.I. Joe fans, I think, are going to be a little upset because their Snake Eyes character, you don't cover up that face.
No.
You don't hire someone like this to
Why
not
would you
speak.
bother? Yeah.
Exactly. So I think what we'll get is probably some sort of origin story
that would make
for
sense.
Snake Eyes, and we'll see what happens. Anyway, let's see. You remember when Disney used to do those TV specials when they'd open a new ride at Disneyland?
Oh, yeah.
And they would, behind the scenes of, whatever it was.
Usually they do it on The Wonderful World of Color.
Yeah, exactly.
On Sundays. Yeah.
And they haven't done that for a while.
No.
Well, they've decided that maybe they should do it with Star Wars Galaxy's Edge.
Okay.
I used to watch that show all the time.
Yeah.
So where will
on a black and white TV.
Exactly.
Where will it run, though?
It will run on one of their things that they own. Let me see here.
They have channels.
They have a couple. It's a 2-hour special. It's going to premiere on September 26th, freeform. is
Okay.
their channel that it will be on, hosted by Neil Patrick Harris, and behind the scenes featuring Kaylee Kawako, Keegan-Michael Key, Sarah Hyland, Jay Leno for some reason. But there you go. I think they finally realized maybe we should show people how cool this is. All they know about is how crowded it is.
You know, I kind of wish they would bring back the old Walt Disney, The Wonderful World of Color, and Walt was always he would host it.
In the beginning and the end. Yeah.
And I always enjoyed that when I was a kid, and I bet people would like to see those.
I'm sure they would, and I think with all of the content that they need,
It'll show up somewhere.
They'd show that up. And if you're still waiting for your loot crate, keep waiting.
Yeah, I am.
Your loot crate has filed for bankruptcy.
Oh, no.
They've laid off workers. They say they're going to ship the remaining boxes, but people are telling me that they're
I don't know.
Well, they just send you all kinds of,
crap.
It's crap.
I don't
It's kitschy stuff.
It's cool stuff, but it's
T-shirts.
It was a subscription service.
Okay.
You paid a certain amount of money, and they would send you
a box of loot.
This time it's Rick and Morty themed. This
Okay.
time it's
Got it.
Star Wars themed. But
Look, here's Rick and Morty toothpaste.
yeah, exactly. So keep waiting for your loot crate. Sorry about that.
That's a big disappointment.
Crash at eastbound 7th South, 12th East. This is east of I-15 in Clearfield. Vehicle fire US 89 at 800 North in Ogden. And looks like that's about it. If you see something you want to share with friends of the program and it's safe for you to text it to us, I will pass it along gladly. 33986.
All right, time to call and beat Gina. Line up now, 877-602-9696. Have a prize ready to give her if she beats you at multiple choice Woodstock trivia.
And what's the prize?
Haster Games gift certificate.
Okay.
877-602-9696. Call now. Diamonds Direct.
Yes, indeed. Diamonds Direct. The diamond business is not the same anymore here in the Valley since Diamonds Direct came to town, and everybody's trying to catch up now to Diamonds Direct.
Too
Well,
late.
it's hard for them to do because they've made it so affordable, and it's a beautiful shopping experience.
You know what's great about Diamonds Direct's lifetime warranty? There's no gotcha clause, no fine print. It's the best warranty in town. They're not looking for ways to void your warranty at Diamonds Direct. A lot of places they say, well, you have to have your ring inspected every so often or the warranty is void. Not at Diamonds Direct. And that's just how they do things. They stand behind everything they sell at Diamonds Direct because they sell quality and their reputation is impeccable. I mean, it's really a top-notch place. Nice folks, too.
They're friends of the program that work there.
Indeed. Zero pressure, zero risk experience. If you're looking for fine jewelry, this is where you want to go at prices that won't kill you. You'll love the difference at Diamonds Direct, 6400 South, right across the street from Fashion Place Mall.
What if I told you there's a way to keep an extra $1,500 in your pocket
with Steve King, Iowa congressman and coconut that wished to be a human. Congressman King has made a
So let's do this.
Okay.
We're going to throw in a Radio from Hell tote bag as a prize as well. So you get a Haster gift card, and you get a Radio from Hell tote bag for playing Beat Gina. When you call us at 877-602-9696, tell us what prize you have to offer Gina if she beats you with Woodstock trivia. But yeah, so it's a Radio from Hell reusable grocery bag or tote bag if you prefer. They're big too, and they got Radio from Hell big logo on the side of them.
877-602-9696.
I think they're made of like hemp or something like that.
You keep saying that. I don't
I'm
think
gonna have
they're
to
hemp.
check.
I don't think they are.
You don't think?
No. I think they're just made of some
Whatever
sort
the cheapest material we
of, yeah,
hemp.
We weren't springing for
Well,
hemp.
it's hemp. I think it's hemp. So 877-602-9696, and we'll have to screen those calls quickly, please, so that we can play Beat Gina. Oh, let me get Johnny.
Oh,
Hey, Johnny, come here. All right. Hello there.
hi, Johnny.
Hello. Hi. Nice to see you all. It's time to play the game that some people apparently want to play now. It's Beat Gina. And someone will win not only a hemp-made...
It's not made of hemp.
I checked the label.
I don't
You
think
didn't.
it is.
There's no label.
Haster Games. You'll get a gift card to Haster Games in Midvale. They have the best selection of board games, Magic, and Dungeons and Dragons. Haster also buys games, and they have used games, and they'll let you play games. Haster Games on 6831 South State Stream, or go to HasterGames.com. And now, here he is, a host who puts other hosts to shame. He can host a game show with one hand tied behind his back. A man who has to keep his charm on low beam, or he'll blind us all.
Wow.
Here he is, the man we should call the Jackson, Kerry Jackson.
It's bigger every week.
He does have a crush on
I
me,
think
doesn't
he
he?
does. That's cute.
I think you're handsome, Kerry.
Thank you, Johnny.
You're welcome.
I could say you're a fine-looking man as well.
Oh, pshaw.
All right, let's get to it. Now we've got contestants. People want those tote bags. All right, this is how we pick our contestant. Is the prize that they are offering Gina if she beats them. So, line one is offering you a donation to the road home.
Nice.
Line two is offering you a bottle of wine.
A bottle of wine.
It's good wine.
And line three is offering you a salt lamp.
Ooh. Ooh, I know some people have those on their desks here at work.
I don't have one on my desk. I want a salt lamp.
You want a salt lamp, do you?
Oh, the healing powers of the salt lamp.
All right, Leslie, you're going to be playing Beat Gina today. All right. Salt lamp, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, Carrie. I don't know why you're making fun of the salt
I
lamp.
didn't make fun of it.
Himalayan sea salt lamp.
Well,
Himalayan
see?
sea salt.
they're no good unless they're Himalayan.
That's right. All right, Leslie, you do get the advantage if you go first in this game. So the coin toss app is ready. Heads or tails?
Tails.
Tails. All right, let's go. See what we got. It is heads. That means Gina goes first.
Aha.
Terribly sorry, Leslie. It is the 50th anniversary of Woodstock today.
Yes, it
And
is.
so it's Woodstock trivia, multiple choice. So here we go, Gina.
Okay.
You know the famous Woodstock poster?
Yes.
The one with the
bird and the...
It's a dove on a guitar. What is that part of the guitar
The
called?
head?
The head,
The
is that
stalk?
what it is? The stalk, thank you.
The fretboard.
Thank you. Graphic artist Arnold Skolnick.
Oh, I know Arnold Skolnick.
He made that.
Did he?
How much was he paid for designing the Woodstock poster? Was it A... Well, Leslie, it's Gina's question.
She's sighing already.
Was it A, $15, B, $420,
$420,
C, $125, or D, $75?
$75.
Incorrect.
Oh.
Leslie,
Can you repeat those again, please?
was it $15, $420, or $125?
I'd say 15.
15 is correct.
It's 1-0 for Leslie, and Leslie controls the question.
Leslie, what artist was interested in performing at Woodstock but was denied entry into the U.S.?
Ooh.
Was it A, John Lennon, B, Madonna, C, the Kinks, or D, the Rolling Stones?
I'd say D, the Rolling Stones.
Incorrect. Gina.
The Kinks?
Incorrect.
Oh, it was John Lennon.
Very good, Johnny.
1-0 for Leslie. Gina controls the question. You get
We're
that salt
terrible
lamp.
at this.
You get that salt lamp, you'll have something to lick.
Yeah, they're salty.
Gina, there was a community of nuns at Woodstock.
Uh-huh.
Why were they there? Was it A, to help assist with medical aid? B, to get high? C, to convert hippies? Or D, to serve sandwiches and pickles?
Sandwiches.
Sandwiches and
They
pickles.
made sandwiches.
It's 1-1. The game is knotted up. It's become tense now. Leslie controls the question.
Leslie, how many days did the Woodstock Festival last? Was it A, 6 hours? B, it never ended? C, 3 days? Or D, 5 days?
3 days of peace and music.
Oh, there we go.
It's 2-1 for Leslie. Gina has a chance to tie it up because she controls the question.
Gina, who was Woodstock's highest paid performer? He earned $18,000. Was it A, Cher?
He did he?
Yeah, sorry. All right.
Wait a minute. I think whoever prepared this doesn't know that Cher's a
Well,
woman.
I did. That was my.
Oh.
We knew Cher wasn't at Woodstock.
All right.
B, Grateful Dead.
Okay.
C, Jimi Hendrix. Or D, Joe Cocker.
See, because I want to say Jimi Hendrix, but I'm thinking it's Joe Cocker.
Well, who is it?
Joe Cocker.
Incorrect.
Oh!
Leslie, your question.
I just watched the documentary over the weekend, but I don't believe they referred to who got paid the most. So I'm going to guess Grateful Dead.
Incorrect, Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix. Yep. All right. Leslie controls the question. A chance to win the game.
Leslie, what city did the Woodstock Festival take place in? Was it Bethel, New York, B, Buffalo, New York, C, Germantown, Maryland, or D, Schenectady, New York?
It was A, Bethel.
Very good.
And she wins the game. She gets a Radio from Hell tote bag, and she also gets a Haster Games gift card.
Awesome.
Very nice. Way to go,
you can
Leslie.
Keep your salt lamp. You don't have to give it up.
Gina won't have anything to lick.
All right.
Sadly, you can get one on Amazon, Gina.
That's true. Hang on,
Hang on.
Leslie, and we'll
2 for 1.
we'll get your info. Hang on. There we go. I think she had the advantage. She watched the
She watched the
documentary.
documentary.
So, yeah, she had the advantage over you.
Crash eastbound 7th South 12th East. This is east of I-15 in Clearfield. And that's really all that's going on other than the tour of Utah. It's stage 3 taking place today between Antelope Island State Park and North Salt Lake. All traffic must follow behind race participants and support vehicles. There'll be delays and detours along the route. If you'd like to see what the route is, go to tourofutah.com. Snowbird's annual Oktoberfest is here. Enjoy classic German beer, food, music every Saturday and Sunday, including Labor Day through October 20th. Get all the details at snowbird.com.
Well, Boners Round 1 coming up here, and I don't see them posted at x96.com, so I'm not sure the order, but this is the order I'll give you, and that's what they'll be, okay? Boner candidate number 1, everyone needs an emotional support animal. Number 2, you get 'em, tough guy. And number 3, you know where we came from. Iowa Congressman Steve King does.
All right. So we got round 1 of your boners coming up. Stand by for that, along with Big Boy News and Opinioendo. You want to do the contest real quick here?
Oh, yeah. Do we have time to
Yes,
do the
just real quick.
Snowbird giveaway? Okay, so Snowbird has got Oktoberfest weekend escapes. You can go to snowbird.com to book your stay, or maybe you will win one from us right now. Let me give you a keyword, and you'll text it to 33986 for your chance to win. The keyword is Creek. 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 Text it to 33986.
I thought that was Crick.
Nope, it's Creek.
Creek. All right. Thank you very much. Scott Hale, Plumbing, Heating, and Air.
Yes, indeed. Scott Hale, that's the guy you want to get a hold of. ScottHale.com is his website, and they have, everybody's going back to school, so they'll do a little back-to-school special. $49 off a furnace and AC tune-up, and $500 off furnace and air conditioning replacement. Scott Hale Plumbing, Heating, and Air, fully licensed, insured, and bonded HVAC contractor. They do all kinds of repairs, upgrades, installations, tune-up services. They'll take your whole furnace and air conditioning system out and put in a brand new one. And if you haven't had that, maybe I remember when we first moved into our house, our furnace was probably 40 years old, and it was just getting by on its.
You need a replacement.
You get it replaced, and man, it saves you money, and everything works so much better. Keep your home clean and tidy. That's what Scott Hale technicians will do when they come to your place. So call them 801-264-HALE. That's 264-HALE or scotthale.com.
X96 and Utah Law Enforcement Memorial announced the 13th annual Ride for Fallen Officers. Join us Sunday, August 18th at 10 a.m. at Timpanogos Harley-Davidson for a
T1 right now. Time for round one of your boner voting. Here we go. 3 news stories. These are examples of bad, stupid, funny human behavior. You'll decide with your vote of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. See, in the old days, at this time, if a boner candidate won, it was boner of the day.
You mean back in the olden times?
Yeah.
We expect more out of our boners these days.
Now it just qualifies if it wins here. It'll have to go up against the winner of round 2's voting.
This is newfangled.
I know, right? Yes, we do this again at 8:20 with 3 different candidates. Then we take the winner of each round and throw them both into the boner dome, pit them against each other. Boner fight happens at 9:20 this morning, and that's when you decide boner of the day.
Okay.
After we get 2 extraordinarily qualified candidates.
I think I've got that.
So here we go with round 1. 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3 you'll vote, one of you lucky random boner voters will receive
Tickets to see UB40 in concert at the DeJoria Center August 23rd, I believe. Tickets are available at smithtix.com.
Here's boner candidate number 1. Everyone needs an emotional support animal. State regulators here in Utah have publicly reprimanded a mental health counselor after finding she wrote a letter recommending an emotional support animal for somebody who didn't really need an emotional support animal. The counselor, who practices in Salt Lake, Janae Sue McFarland, was also ordered to take additional classes. The letter that she signed, these are often sold online, and they allow someone to take an animal on a plane or to live in a rental property. Now, the person who bought the letter for $149 online, but then it has to be signed by a...
Oh, I see.
You see, it's a
you can
form
buy the
letter.
form, but...
Yeah.
Oh.
It turned out to be a legal firm working on behalf of the airlines. So this was a sting operation.
I see.
Okay.
In a letter to the Utah Department of Commerce Division of Occupational and Professional Licensing, the purchaser called the bogus letters a category of fraud and theft that is growing at an epidemic rate, victimizing airlines and physically endangering the traveling public. In a 2-minute call with McFarland, Neither mental health nor disabilities were even discussed, according to the purchaser of the letter. The people that actually need support animals, like dogs, get ridiculed and get looked at because other people have broken the rules.
Yep.
You're ruining it for everyone.
Yeah. No documentation or identification is required for service dogs, according to Terry Ewell, who trains service dogs through the nonprofit Canines with a Cause. But you do have to have some proof that you need an emotional support animal or helper in some way or shape or form.
Mm-hmm.
But this counselor here in Utah just,
Whatever.
it doesn't say in the story what she got out of that. Did she get some kind of little payment or something?
I'm sure.
I think maybe that was what was
A toy office visit.
that's probably what was in it for her. But yeah. So boner candidate number 1, everyone needs an emotional support animal. Boner candidate number 2, yeah, you get him, tough guy. If you watch the video of this, Conor McGregor, the MMA guy, he uncorked a shot to the head of an elderly man in an Irish bar in a dispute over his whiskey, Conor's whiskey. He has his own brand. He was at the Marble Arch pub in Dublin on April 6th. Conor walked in. I don't know why this is just coming out now.
It's because there's a lawsuit.
Oh, is it the lawsuit? He walked in, lined up cups for everybody in the bar, looking
There
to
you
buy
go. Everybody drink.
a round of his proper 12 whiskey. The problem started when this elderly man said, "I don't really want any." Conor put a cup in front of him not once but twice, and the man said, "No, I don't want any," and so he just uncorked him and just clocked him.
I think Conor McGregor might have some anger issues.
Sounds to me.
But you know that guy, though. Come on, take a drink. No, really.
I really
don't.
Oh, come on, you gotta take.
So but without any warning though, and then he just called up and just clobbered this poor.
And he's
old
an
guy.
old dude.
Yeah.
He didn't want your damn whiskey.
Maybe he's allergic.
Yeah, people grabbed a hold of Conor McGregor.
God, I hope.
And pulled him out of the bar. The violence was reported to the cops, and Conor McGregor was never charged with a crime.
He should have.
But
been.
now there is a lawsuit.
A civil
He
suit.
should have been charged with assault.
Yeah, boner candidate number 2, you get him, tough guy. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3, you know where we came from? I'm not sure, but Congressman Steve King does.
Oh, this
right.
is a favorite.
Boner candidate number 3 for round 1 coming up after this big boy news and opinioendo. Brought to you by
Feldman's Deli, 20th East, 27th South, Utah's only authentic Jewish deli, now serving breakfast and lunch Tuesdays through Saturdays, dinner Thursdays through Saturdays, music Friday and Saturday nights. Everyone meets at feldmansdeli.com.
I am not helping her BS image another second.
Who?
That's what model and actor Josh Kloss wrote in a candid Instagram post about Katy Perry. He was her co-star in a steamy video for her 2010 hit Teenage Dream, and he's accusing her of sexual misconduct. In the Instagram post, the model and actor says that Perry exposed his penis to her friends at a party.
She exposed him.
Mm-hmm. So
how did that
would use your imagination, but that would kind of so she said, I saw Katy Perry a couple of times after her breakup with Russell. This one time I brought a friend who was dying to meet her. It was John Wojcik's birthday party at Moonlight Roller Way. And when I saw her, we hugged and she was still my crush, but as I turned to introduce my friend, she pulled my Adidas sweats and underwear out as far as she could to show a couple of her guy friends and the crowd around us,
Yeah.
Hi, get a load of this.
Can you imagine how embarrassed, empathetic I felt?
I can't imagine.
He said. Kloss said that Perry's team lorded over him about his interactions with the pop star and that he wasn't allowed to discuss anything about her publicly. A couple of interviews they edited and answered for me, he wrote. In a follow-up post, he posted a slideshow with alleged emails from Katy Perry's publicist. The images the publicist highlights how Kloss should answer any questions regarding Katy Perry and this Teenage Dream video. He said, I'm not helping her BS image another second. I'm coming clean about this whole thing.
Good for you.
And I don't know, do you know who the Chrisleys are, really? I haven't mentioned this story.
The who?
The Chrisley family. Todd Chrisley and I guess they're reality stars.
Oh, that's why I don't know them.
Yeah. So they have pleaded not guilty in court to tax evasion, bank fraud, wire fraud, and conspiracy. Todd and his wife Julie were indicted on Tuesday on multiple federal charges. And what's the name of the show they do? It's called Chrisley Knows Best or something like that.
I've never heard of it.
And now his daughter...
Yeah, Chrisley Knows Best.
Yeah. Now his daughter has gone to the cops a month before, I guess this happened a month ago, claiming that he tried extorting her with a sex tape to get her to lie about the tax thing. Yeah, Todd's daughter Lindsay, who's estranged from the family, filed a police report last month in Georgia alleging her brother Chase and her father were harassing her and threatening her with a sex tape of hers that she believes that her brother purchased to extort her with it. What a screwed up family.
Yeah,
well, so that she wouldn't. So she's estranged from the family,
okay.
And the feds want her to testify about the bank fraud and all of that kind of stuff. And so she was going to do that, and now they're. I mean, what?
They're
reality
reality people. They're psychotic.
I can't figure
They'll
it out.
do anything to be famous, even if it means getting in trouble.
Yeah. And I haven't mentioned it before now because I didn't really know what it was, but I guess they are a thing. People know who they are and watch the show.
I'm glad I don't know who they are.
Utah ski resort where actress Gwyneth Paltrow is accused of smashing into a skier was denied its request to be dismissed from a lawsuit that
I
it
thought
argued
this was all done.
that it argued should be settled between the actress and the alleged victim. The alleged behavior of a Deer Valley Resort ski instructor, who the victim says berated him and didn't call ski patrol for help, doesn't qualify as an inherent risk of skiing, said Judge Kent Holmberg in a written decision. So Deer Valley said, we want to be dismissed from the lawsuit because everybody knows and people sign waivers that there is an inherent risk in skiing.
Yeah.
But the judge said, no, this was not one of the inherent risks in the fact that if it's true that the instructor didn't call for help and left the guy there to just, figure it out for himself. The LDS Church is clarifying its word of wisdom
Again?
on vaping,
Carrie,
green
God
tea,
didn't know about vaping a long time
coffee,
ago. It's new.
Couldn't he foresee the
marijuana.
future?
So the word of wisdom is a health code for church members, LDS church members. And there's a new article in the New Era, which is a magazine aimed at teens and youth. Every good member of the Mormon Church, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the church that used to be the Mormons, it should follow these words of wisdom.
Okay.
Vaping and e-cigarettes.
All right.
Electronic vaporizers or e-cigarettes are devices people use to inhale mist, usually with various flavors. One study showed that nearly 2/3 of teen e-cigarette users thought that the pods that they were vaping contained only flavoring. That's way, way far from the truth. Most vaping pods contain nicotine, which is highly addictive and is against the word of wisdom.
Okay.
Mocha latte and macchiato. The word coffee isn't always in the name of a coffee drink. So before you try what you think is just some new milkshake flavor.
They really think people are confused as to whether coffee
Here
is.
are a couple of rules of thumb. If you're in a coffee shop or any other shop that's well known for its coffee, the drink you're ordering probably has coffee in it.
Is this real?
Yes. So either never buy drinks at coffee shops or always ask, is there coffee in it? Number 2, drinks with names that include cafe or cafe, mocha latte, mocha, espresso, or anything ending in chino usually have coffee in them.
Are they talking to children?
They're
Who do
talking
they
to
think they
teens,
don't know that?
and youth. Green tea and iced tea. Green tea and black tea are both made from the leaves of the exact same tea plant. The only difference is that the leaves in the black tea are fermented and in green tea they are not. They're both tea and against the word of wisdom. Some drinks have tea in them. Be careful.
Chai.
Yeah. Oh, they should have mentioned that.
They
You're
should
right,
have mentioned
Carrie.
chai.
Carrie,
now they're going to have to do it again.
You used to have some connections there.
Ugh,
Your uncle.
My uncle, yeah.
Could you get a hold of him and have him pass that on?
I just have to walk across the street here.
Yeah. Then they go on to talk about marijuana and opioids. Marijuana may be legal for medicinal or even recreational use in a lot of places now. But that doesn't mean that any use is suddenly not against the word of wisdom. Medical uses are being studied, but just like many pain medications such as opioids, marijuana is an addictive substance, and such habit-forming substances should be avoided except under the care of a competent physician, and then only as prescribed.
You know, I laughed at this, and then I got thinking about this article, and I realized it actually is probably necessary.
Sure.
Because they're not going to, they didn't learn it from their parents. And I have friends who have fallen away who've approached me about things like this.
Yeah.
What's this? How does this work? And
That they really don't know that
I think they're
a
probably
latte, a mocha.
sure because they don't
or-
really drink coffee. They don't drink coffee. They don't know. So yeah, I think
yeah,
they just
there's
don't.
some texts that says, I know people who don't know what a mocha or a latte
Yeah.
are.
I guess I'm surprised
That's
adult
because-
people.
That's
don't.
because you are a sinner and don't follow the word of wisdom.
But have a Diet Coke. That's
Yeah.
fine.
I am right now.
They say it now they say it's okay now.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm talking to the people who read the New Era. Have a Diet Coke.
Let's see how much time we have. A little more time here.
30 seconds.
Okay. A man has died after a taco eating contest at a baseball game.
Oh, no.
A man died Tuesday night after participating in a Taco Tuesday eating competition at a minor league baseball game. The competition took place at the Chuck Chahansey Park in Fresno. I think that's how you say it. Chuck Chahansey. During a game between the Fresno Grizzlies and the Memphis Redbirds, the man was identified as Dana Hutchings. The team's on-site medical staff and paramedics immediately attended to Hutchings. He collapsed after eating. Let's see how many tacos. He collapsed. He was taken to the hospital where he died. Chuck Chahansey Park was hosting the World Taco Eating Championships. And, oh, my God, what a way to go. Well, I guess he died doing something he loved.
I suppose.
Eating tacos.
All right. Weather traffic.
Brought to you by Moochie's Authentic Philly Cheesesteaks, handmade meatballs. But did you know they also offer catering and delivery? Moochie's, downtown Midvale, Lehigh, and South Salt Lake. 95 for a high today, and we'll be in the low to mid 90s for several days to come.
All right.
Traffic, we've got typical delays this morning. I-15 southbound through Layton and Kaysville. Northbound, Slowage, Draper to Sandy. But the only accident I have is a crash eastbound 7 South 12th East. This is in Clearfield off to the right shoulder. I'm looking at our message stream, seeing if anybody sent anything in via text. I don't see anything, but if you would like to share your troubles, text them to us, 33986.
Here's boner candidate number 3. You know where we all came from? Well, I know Iowa Congressman Steve King does. Steve King, a Republican whose history of making racist and divisive comments led him to be stripped of his committee assignments earlier this year, questioned Wednesday if there would be any population of the world left, quote, if it were not for rape and incest. His comment drew swift condemnation from top House Republicans, and at least one of them called for him to resign. King represents a deeply conservative district in northwest Iowa, made the remarks at the West Side Conservative Club in Urbandale, Iowa, as he explained his opposition to exceptions for rape and incest in anti-abortion legislation. It's not the baby's fault, Mr. King said, according to a video of the comments published by the Des Moines Register. What if we went back through all of the family trees and we just pulled those people out that were products of rape or incest? Would there be any population left in the world if we did that? Considering all the wars and all the rapes and pillages that's taken place, and whatever happened to culture after society. I know that I can't certify that I am not a product of that myself. And I'd like every one of them.
Steve, can I tell? Here, Steve. if somewhere back in my history one of my ancestors is here because of rape and incest, I would rather not be here than no, I'm serious. Than have that woman 100 years ago raped. That's a ridiculous thing to say.
It's stupid on any number of levels.
I would hope that woman was never raped. If it meant me never being here, I guess I'm never here.
And it sounds like Steve thinks that time machines are real.
The one thing he has right is what I've always said. If you're for abortion, or if you're against abortion, why do you put that exception in there? If you think that that's killing a life, why do you put that exception in there? I think that it is just it's a cop out, and if you're going to be against abortion, then you should just go all the way. Not for this stupid reason, but
there'd be nobody left on the planet if it weren't for this.
But he's what really offends me about this is that he is so hugging stupid. I can't stand it.
He sounds like he's pro-rape.
He does come across sounding like that.
That's how he sounds to me.
Right.
Is that he's
you guys
pro-rape.
And incest.
What he's saying is, you guys are making too big a deal out of this.
Yeah, he's
rape
pro-rape.
and incest are not that big a deal.
He's pro-rape.
Yeah.
All right.
So there you go. Number 3.
All right. Let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1. Everybody needs an emotional support animal. A bogus emotional support animal letter getting a Utah mental health counselor in trouble. Boner candidate number 2. Yeah, you go get him, tough guy. Conor McGregor punching an old man in the head over a whiskey dispute. And boner candidate number 3. You know where we came from? I'm not sure, but Congressman Steve King sure thinks he does.
All right, here we go. You've got to decide of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. If it wins here, it's not boner of the day yet. It'll have to defeat the winner of round 2's voting. Round 2 coming up at 8:20. 3 more candidates. We'll get a winner there as well and take both those winners and pit them against each other in boner fight at 9:20 this morning. That's when you'll decide boner of the day. Right now, you're picking the champion for round 1. Here we go. 1, 2, or 3. Remember the candidate number, the one that you think should win. Put that number, that single digit, in the message of a text, and then text it to 33986. Or call 877-602-9696. Use your voice. Or go online, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner Voting Thursday, August 15, and vote there. If you don't see that box, refresh. It should appear. 300 seconds. Here we go. Snowbird.com.
We'll be there tomorrow doing our show from the new restaurant at Snowbird, which is there at the bottom of the Cliff Lodge. Used to be a Mexican restaurant, El Chanate, the Keyhole, you might remember. Now it's called, what is it, 71?
71.
It's an American grill, comfort food restaurant, and it's there at the Cliff. And by the way, they need people to work at that restaurant and at Oktoberfest.
They're staffing up.
Yep. So if you want a job, Snowbird is hiring for all positions. Visit snowbird.com to apply. But come and see us tomorrow. We'll be there doing the show from 6 to 10. And we'll have some things to give away, I'm sure. And it's nice. It's just so nice up there. Come up and visit. Have a nice time. And then Oktoberfest kicks off. Is it tomorrow or Saturday?
I think Saturday.
Saturday is when the very official day of Oktoberfest. And that's always great fun. And it'll be going on throughout the entire month and Labor Day and into October. And don't forget the stay and play packages and all of that still available. Go to snowbird.com for more.
Start your workday at 10 a.m.
Offices of Carrie and me, Bill, the radio from hell, guys. And if you have anything to say to us, We're not picking up, so wait for the beep.
All right, punch in the code.
We should change that message.
Yeah, tell it what we want to do. It'll rewind
Better man.
and play back
I
our
wonder if anybody's
messages.
called me.
All right, let's see.
Add it. Oh, there's one.
Hello, Bill. It's me, your mother.
My mom.
Now,
Hi, Mom.
you know that I don't mind you staying here at the house with me and your father,
Thanks,
but
Mom.
you've got to stop hiding the cat.
What?
Bill, if you're there, you'd better pick up. Bill,
Are you hiding?
where did you put that damn cat? You little bastard, where did you hide my cat?
Would you give her back her cat?
Carrie, this is Bill. And because you refuse to talk with any of your family or friends about this,
Don't
they've
listen to
asked
this one.
me to be their spokesman.
Well, I
and
can't-
because you won't talk to me about it face to face, I'll do it here on the answering
What?
machine.
I forgot
Carrie,
this.
please, don't have the surgery.
Oh, come on.
Think about it. We're not talking about something that's temporary. This is major surgery.
Don't
Once
do
you
it.
have this done, you can't go back to the way you were.
This is
It's
nobody's
forever.
nobody's business
Please,
but mine.
If you
all
won't
right?
listen to us, please talk to your therapist about it.
I already
do
Don't
it.
have the surgery.
Would you just
Bye.
look? This is
I'm
none of you
sorry
guys.
that was on the air, but
None of you guys' business.
Hello?
hey, it's my dad.
Bill? It's me,
That's Warren.
Warren.
Yes.
I'm your father.
Father. Yeah.
Now, I know I don't talk very much, but I'd like to say that I'm really grateful that you've done something with your mother's
Cat.
I really don't care for that
Cat. He doesn't like the
It's
cat.
always trying to sleep on my face and suck my breath out.
That's true, actually.
I wonder what he's eating there. Jeez.
Hello, this is Dr. Stevenson's office calling for Carrie Jackson.
Oh.
Mr. Jackson, I called to tell you that OR has been scheduled for your surgery.
Oh, good.
The operation will be January 23rd. That's a Monday.
Hey,
come on,
Report to
Carrie.
hospital check-in at 12 noon.
12 noon.
Surgery is scheduled for 2:30 in the afternoon.
Okay.
Your
What a
estimated
dope.
hospital recovery time will be about a week,
You're a
depending on
dope.
how fast you
Hey,
heal.
shut up,
If you
all
have
right?
any questions, please call us
You're
here
a
at the
dope
doctor's
to do
office.
it.
This is
Thank you.
nobody's business but mine.
You're
all
dope to
right?
do it.
Hello, Mr. Allred. This is Bob Appleby, head of product research and development for the Loveco Cosmetics Company.
Are you selling
We'd
co-
like to thank you for the donation of the fine cat. Thanks to you and your generosity, we'll be able to test a new line of mascara that will at last be safe and non-toxic on human eyes.
you gave the cat-
As a token of our appreciation, we're sending you a year's
What?
supply of Loveco lipsticks in assorted colors and flavors.
You gave
Thanks again for your support.
your mother's
A
cat.
year's supply of lipstick. Cool. That's great.
Harry, hi, this is Miss Miller, your psychiatrist.
Oh.
You missed your appointment yesterday,
Yes,
so
I
I
know.
wanted to call you and tell you I think you're making a big mistake.
Told you.
Do
Look.
not go through with the surgery.
Look.
Told
Look,
ya.
I know your hero is Captain Kirk. I know how much you admire Captain Kirk. But for the love of God, having plastic surgery to make you look like Captain Kirk is psychotic.
Told ya.
Don't have the surgery.
Told ya.
Call me at the office as soon as you get this. Thanks.
You people stay.
She's a paid professional.
That's all the messages.
I don't think we should do this again.
I think you're right.
For very
Movies coming up in a moment, but first let's award round one of your boners.
Which is brought to you in part by. I made a kind of a nice pasta last night with pappardelle.
And you made it to Thursday. Celebrate at Gracie's this evening with dinner and a show featuring Lean Canteen at 6, followed by Thursday night patio chill with Robot Dream from 10 to close, adults only.
I like that pappardelle. It's always kind of chewy, you know. It's it's got a lot of bite to it. So we had boner candidate number 1. Everybody needs an emotional support animal. That was a throwaway candidate, really. Boner candidate number 2. You go get him, tough guy. Conor Gregor. Sucker punching an old man at a pub in Ireland, the Marble Arch. That's a famous pub in Dublin, and that got quite a number of votes, but it could not even come close to beating boner candidate number 3. Everybody needs, you know where we all come from. Well, Steve King thinks he does. We come from rape and incest.
All right, there you go. Steve King is candidate number 1 now. He won the boner
It'll be
this
hard
round.
to beat.
Will be hard to beat, but we'll see what happens. 8:20, we get 3 more candidates. We take the winner of that round, and then we take both of the champions and throw them into Boner Dome. Boner fight happens at 9:20 this morning. That's when you will decide Boner of the Day.
A couple of good candidates in round 2.
All right. Is this sponsored, Gina?
Yes, if you're injured in an auto accident and your insurance doesn't think your injuries justified medical treatment, you should call the Advocates. They're prepared to win. Go to utahodvocates.com.
Well, here is the harried Sean Patrick Means. He's got a lot of stuff going on this week, a lot of work going on, but he's taking a little bit of time out to go to some movies and then to review them here for us. You can read Sean's culture reporting and some movie reviews in the Salt Lake Tribune at sltrib.com. And you can read all of his movie criticism and other writings at moviecricket.net. Hi, Sean.
Right.
Hi.
Let's get right to it.
We do artsies and then fartsies. We go from worst to first. Looks like 2 artsies.
Yep. One I didn't get to see called Honeyland.
Oh, that one looks really cool.
This actually won like the World Cinema Documentary Jury Prize at Sundance this year and a couple other prizes. It's supposed to be like the most beautifully photographed. It's a story about a sort of the last freelance beekeeper in Macedonia.
Well, that's why you like the idea of it.
But it's beautiful. The scenes I've seen
and
from it.
and it's her trying to save her colonies and save her bees and in part save the planet with them and the problems that she runs into.
And Macedonian honey. Delicious.
I'm not a connoisseur. I can't say. So that's opening at the Broadway, and then the other big one. This was a documentary that was at Sundance this year. It's really good, called Mike Wallace is Here. Now,
it's all about his career.
The kids may not remember Mike Wallace. Yeah. Unless I saw The Insider, and that was a while ago too.
There was a time when those words were spoken. It struck fear into the hearts of corporations and politicians.
If your secretary told you Mike Wallace is here, you done something bad.
Mike Wallace.
Didn't he do a game show years
he
ago?
started out. He wanted to do whatever he could do for TV. It was a game show, selling cigarette ads, whatever. But he found his niche with the Mike Wallace interview, where he would interview mobsters and Klansmen and whatever live on television, and it was almost like the bare light bulb police interrogation sort of setup, and that's what he got to start. And then he got went into the news business with that, and then helped create the news magazine, which was a new and different thing in TV.
60 Minutes.
60 Minutes. And he and Harry Reasoner were the original hosts of that show.
Yeah.
And on 60 Minutes, he did a lot of hidden camera exposés and interviewing major players, both in the government and entertainment and so on. And the way the movie is structured, it's entirely archival interviews. And it's entirely
there's no
archival
current
work. There's no
stuff?
current stuff. There's no interviews with his son over at Fox News, Chris Wallace. And it looks at his life partly from people interviewing him, like Cavett, and they did an anniversary show some years ago of 60 Minutes, and like Morley Safer is interviewing him, and it's really putting him on the grill. But each topic, about his early career, about his family issues, about the prospect of dying, all these are presented through the interviews he did with other people, and it shows very, there's interviews where he's interviewing young Donald Trump, where he's interviewing Vladimir Putin, where he's interviewing Barbra Streisand, Johnny Carson, Betty Davis. It's just fascinating. It's a fascinating way to sort of examine his life through the work he did. So and it's really well put together. So 3.5 stars.
3.5 stars for Mike Wallace
Sounds
is
good.
here. Let's get to the ones that weren't screened. Fartsies.
Okay.
We're moving on. So you didn't see the sequel to
47 meters down, uncaged.
This is the shark movie.
This is the shark movie. Yes.
That you didn't see 47 meters down, and yes, there's a sequel.
Yes.
And
No, I saw 47
You
meters
did?
down. It
Okay.
was silly as all get out. Mandy Moore.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I think she made it just before This Is Us hit. So
Okay.
and her resurgence.
That shark movie with the sharks in the basement in Florida that's just out.
Crawl.
That's supposed
That's
to be pretty.
alligators.
That's
Gators. It's
alligators.
gators.
Oh, that's
Come on,
Gators.
Bill,
gators.
get your predator
Well,
right.
it's- okay. That's
All right.
Teeth are teeth.
But this is the sequel to that.
Yeah. Yes, and like
No one will
four
care
young
about
four young
this.
women in Mayan ruins underwater or something or other.
Ooh.
And then there's sharks.
Are they cute?
Well, one of
The
them,
ruins?
one
Yes,
of them,
very lovely.
Sistine Stallone.
Yep.
Okay.
So there's that. The other one is, and I'm a little disappointed they didn't screen it. It's called Where'd You Go, Bernadette? Which
read this book.
Is based on a book about a 40-something woman who suddenly up and disappears, and her daughter has to figure out where she went, and in so doing, figures out some things about her mom she didn't know.
Okay. Kate Blanchett.
Played by Kate Blanchett. It's directed by Richard Linklater, and it's. I'm not at all surprised they didn't screen this because this one has been bouncing around the schedule for a while now.
Really?
Yeah. So
it's terrible.
problematic. I might be
got
a better word.
You got Judy Greer and Kristen Wiig in it.
Mm-hmm. It should be nice.
All right.
Anyway.
Okay, well, we'll
your own
continue.
risk.
We'll continue with the fartsies coming up in just a few moments. We got the Angry Birds movie, Ode to Joy, and Good Boys, and Blinded by the Light. All those on the way. Stand by. Gina, traffic, please.
Yes. Let's see. We've got a crash southbound I-15 just after the on-ramp from 200 North in Kaysville. Cars are on the left shoulder, adding to delays backed into Layton. I-15 stop and go traffic both northbound and southbound trying to get into downtown Salt Lake, but not a lot of accidents to tell you about. Do you want to remind you about Stage 3 of the Tour of Utah? It's Antelope Island State Park to North Salt Lake. Motorists should expect delays and detours along the race route. All traffic must follow behind the race participants and support vehicles. You know Moochie's for authentic Philly cheesesteaks, handmade meatballs, but did you know they offer catering and delivery? Moochie's downtown Midvale, Lehigh, and now in South Salt Lake.
All right, well, we'll get to the rest of the movies after these. Gina, tell us about your Volkswagen Southtown.
Oh, yeah. Festus and I went out to Volkswagen Southtown and traded in the Atlas, which was great, for the Jetta.
I knew it. He likes the Jetta.
Festus likes the Jetta for a couple of reasons. It's sporty looking. It's fun to drive, but he's a practical kid.
Mm.
He likes the gas mileage he gets.
Of course.
With the Jetta.
Gas is expensive.
It's a beautiful one we got. It's a black one. It's got all the tech you could want, and it's got cooling seats.
How does that work?
Well, you know, the heated seats. We all know how the heated seats work. Cool.
Need my seat.
They cool. And we're still, we're August. We're in the throes of summer.
Okay.
That the cooling seat is a good idea. Go into Volkswagen Southtown. You can talk to Sion is who we've been working with. Actually, Dylan helped us out this week also, so you can talk to either one of them. They're just off I-15 at the 106 South exit on the west side of the freeway, or go to VolkswagenSouthtown.com.
This Friday, August 16th, Radio from Hell will be broadcasting live from Snowbird's brand new restaurant.
President Trump followed Gina.
All right, contest.
2019 Fan X returns to Salt Palace Convention Center September 5th through the 7th, featuring the best in geek, pop culture, movies, television shows, gaming, sci-fi, fantasy, and more. You could win a 4-pack of Thursday passes for us right now. I'm going to give you a keyword, and you'll text it to 33986. The keyword is Marvel, Marvel, Marvel. Text it to 33986.
All right, so let's continue with movie reviews.
And that's sponsored. Manhattan is infested with flurkins.
What?
Will Captain Marvel be able to halt the adorable invasion?
Of course he will.
She
will. She will.
Go higher, faster with Captain Marvel in this brand new all-ages adventure. I believe this is an ad for Dr. Volt. It doesn't say that
there
on there, but I believe that's
It's a good guess.
who's bringing you that.
All right, we're back with Sean Means. More movies now in the fartsy mainstream movie category. What else have we got here?
I need a jacket after that chill when you corrected him on his pronouns. The Angry Birds movie 2.
Yeah,
Don't care.
They made a sequel.
They made a sequel, and the first one was awful. It's the mobile game you play when you're pooping. The about where you shoot the little birds at the pigs, and well, in this sequel, the birds and the pigs have to team up because there's a third island that are trying to destroy them.
We don't care.
Yeah, and
Let's just move on.
It's so awful. Here's the thing. It is so awful and so stupid. And I mean, there are sight gags that involve Wile E. Coyote physics that are actually kind of funny in parts, but it is just so terrible. And they paired it together. They paired it up with one of the best short films I've seen in a long time. This lovely thing called Hair Love. It's based on a children's book by Matthew A. Cherry, former football player turned movie producer.
Yeah.
And it is about this little African American girl who is watching YouTube tutorials trying to get her hair, get her natural hair just right. And when you find out the reason why this is so important to her, it is just heartbreaking. It is the sweetest little movie.
Go for that.
6 minutes. Seriously, pay the money, go see the 6 minutes, and then leave.
There you go.
It's worthwhile. 1 star for the Angry Birds movie 2, 4 stars for Hair Love.
All right.
So,
Ode to Joy.
Ode to Joy, a romantic comedy that is neither romantic nor a comedy.
Okay.
It is based on This American Life story, loosely based on This American Life story. I.e., the screenwriters heard This American Life story about this thing, and they said, "Oh, let's make this thing New York and a romantic comedy."
Okay.
You have Martin Freeman as a librarian who has cataplexy form of narcolepsy.
Okay.
He basically will conk out if he experiences any kind of strong emotion, particularly joy. So, like, he's at his sister's wedding, and his brother, who's the other groomsman, has to be whispering in his ear, "Dolphin slaughter, Syria, Darfur," so he doesn't get so happy.
He doesn't get too happy.
Conk it,
Gotcha.
Okay.
Conk out.
Well, that's horrible.
Well, it's horrible, but he lives this sort of boring, very predictable, set in his ways kind of life.
Perfect for Martin Freeman.
Perfect for Martin Freeman, and then he meets Morena Baccarin.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
Vivacious, full of life, everything,
sexy,
basically everything a Morena Baccarin character always is.
Okay.
And yeah.
So what does he do? All right.
Exactly.
That's the plot.
It's.
But you didn't.
Not very good. Not very clear. I think it's for something that's supposed to be based on reality. These characters are not. They're more romantic comedy tropes than they are real people.
All right.
I will give credit to Melissa Rauch, formerly of The Big Bang Theory, who pops up as a sort of boring substitute girlfriend.
I guess I'll be your girlfriend.
Who's just like that. And although she breaks out a note perfect rendition of the Cranberries' Zombie, because that's not a happy song.
All right.
2 stars for
2 stars.
Ode to Joy.
Ode to Joy. Good Boys.
Good Boys.
I know nothing about this movie.
This is Seth Rogen produced, and is sort of super bad for 6th graders.
Haven't you seen the video where he's talking to
That's
them?
the only thing I've seen about
And
it.
he said, you can't go. You boys can't go see the movie you were in. Why can't we? Well, because of all the things you said in it, you can't go.
Yeah. So you have these 3 sixth graders who, first year in middle school, and they're trying to prove that they're cool and hip and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them gets invited to a party where there's going to be kissing.
Okay.
I understand there's going to be kissing at this party.
Yeah.
I remember this sort of thing.
And so he's very, intent about this because there's this one girl he has a crush on and so on. So he and his buddies decide to, try to look up how one kisses, and that dives them into the internet, which things happen.
Takes them other places.
And wackiness ensues, as our old friend used to say. This is actually really funny. It's really charming, and it's actually kind of sweet.
And it's pretty dirty
once it gets past the raunchy stuff, it's actually pretty sweet. The main kid is played by Jacob Tremblay, the kid from Room and Wonder.
Oh, okay.
And Will Forte plays his dad. It's really sweet and really funny. 3 stars.
3 stars for Good Boys. Then Blinded by the Light.
Blinded by the Light, also from Sundance this year. This is a inspired by a true story about a young Pakistani Brit in the 1980s in Thatcher's England, who is feeling oppressed by his father's demands that he make money and follow his dreams, and then somebody introduces him to the music of Bruce Springsteen, and listening to Bruce Springsteen, everything he's feeling is all in those songs. It speaks to him in such a way, and it's really beautiful the way they show this. Is that when his first listen. He suddenly the words are appearing around him, and in a literal windstorm, and he's up against a wall, and the words are being projected behind him.
Hungry Heart.
I could do this. With you all day. We have a race. And he's listening to Blinded by the Light and Promised Land and Dancing in the Dark. All these songs. The only problem with a movie like this is that you distrust yourself how much of what you enjoy about this movie is based on the actual movie, and how much of it is sort of the borrowed love you have for Bruce Springsteen, of which I have massive amounts of love.
Okay.
Same thing happened with the Yesterday movie.
I was going to ask. This sounds very similar.
Similar in that way, except that this one works.
Oh, okay.
This one is so sweet. The kid, his name is Vivek Kalra, new actor. He's amazing. He gets he has his friends. His best friend is played by King Tommen from Game of Thrones. He's got a teacher who supports him, played by Haley Atwell. But and just the family dynamic of this Pakistani family, and dealing with things that are very current, like the fact that you've got these skinhead jerks who wear swastikas and want to get rid of all the Pakistanis.
Do we get a cameo
of the boss?
Yeah.
We get a cameo of New Jersey.
Okay.
So, yes, it is delightful. I love this. 3.5.
3.5. Yeah. All right, let's run these down. Honeyland, not seen. Mike Wallace is here, 3.5 stars. I want to see that. 47 Meters Down, Uncaged, and Where'd You Go, Bernadette, not seen. Angry Birds 2, 1 star. Oh Joy, 2 stars. Good Boys, 3 stars. And Blinded by the Light, 3.5. What do we got next week?
Angel Has Fallen. Gerard Butler continuing the Olympus Has Fallen, London Has Fallen trilogy.
He's really a terrible actor.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
He's just terrible.
Go back and watch Dracula 2000.
No,
that's right.
Before he bulked up. The other there's this seemingly cool thriller called Ready or Not. About a young bride who finds out that the family legacy involves playing a life or death game of hide and seek.
Yes. Saw a trailer for that.
You also have this great documentary from Sundance, David Crosby, Remember My Name, about the singer, and then One Child Nation, which was the grand jury winner in documentaries at Sundance about China's policy not only to have one kid.
I hope they go deeply into him fathering two of Melissa Etheridge's kids. Melissa Manchester. That's why she was crying out loud.
You're gonna slander Melissa Manchester like that.
Right. Melissa Etheridge's kids.
Okay, well, thank you, Sean.
Thank you.
All right, so we'll talk to you next week. What do we got? Traffic.
Well, we've got a rollover crash northbound Legacy Parkway. After 5th South and Bountiful, emergency vehicles are blocking the right lane and the shoulder. The car is in the weeds. Crash south on I-15 just after the on-ramp from 200 North in Kaysville. Cars are on the left shoulder, adding to delays backed into Layton. Crash eastbound 78 South, northbound Bangor in West Jordan. Crash northbound I-15 10th South in Salt Lake. Also crash northbound I-215 27th South in West Valley City. At Geico, you have a choice of the ways you could save on car insurance. Call 1-800-947-AUTO. Go online to geico.com or stop by the Geico office near you.
All right. Boners round 2 coming up next.
Here are your candidates. Number 1, what's a little lad? Number 2, let me clarify my ridiculous position. And number 3, that's Mr. Thief to you.
All right. So we got that coming up along with Big Boy News and Opinioendo. Stand by. Snowbird.com.
You know, season passes for the ski season are on sale already at Snowbird. Snowbird passes, purchase your pass by September 13th for the best price. Snowbird has the longest ski season in Utah, and they have like 5,000 acres of terrain, 500 inches of snowfall, 2,500 acres of terrain at Snowbird. It's amazing. Visit snowbird.com, purchase your season pass today.
Well, your skiing is great, but I like to go up there during the summer.
You could go up during Oktoberfest is a great time.
The Oktoberfest getaway package at Snowbird starts at $126 per person per night. That's lodging, breakfast, and unlimited use of the summer activities, which are still going on. You can go to snowbird.com for details on that and join us tomorrow. We'll be broadcasting live from Snowbird from 6 to 10 in the new restaurant at the bottom of the Cliff Lodge. It's called the 71, and we'll be there from 6 to 10 tomorrow. Snowbird.com.
Technology has evolved to the point where the ultimate goal
You're listening to All Things Considered Dull and Pretentious on NPR. I'm your host, the Lyman Pettigrew. You may refer to me as Lyman Pettigrew. Our next program is funded by a grant from the Lyman Pettigrew Foundation. Every Thursday, we like to take a look at children's book reviewer, Mongo. We call it Children's Book Review with Mongo. Today, Mongo will be reviewing the timeless classic Runaway Bunny by Margaret Wise Brown, illustrated by Clement Hurd.
Mongo, Runaway Bunny.
Is that all, Mongo?
No, much more. Runaway Bunny bad. Make Mama Bunny chase after him. Bad Bunny. If Mongo run away from Mama, Mama bonk Mongo on the head. Bad Mongo. Bonk bonk. Mongo also hate Runaway Bunny because no color pictures on pages. Mongo like pretty pictures. Mongo hate words.
This has been Children's
Wait,
Book...
Mongo not finished. Bad character development in Runaway Bunny. Mongo not care when Bunny run away. What motivate Bunny? What compelling reason turn page? Plus, Mongo thinks something kinky going on with Margaret Wise Brown and Clement Hurd. Bad book. Very bad.
Now this has been Children's Book Review with Mongo. Coming up next, we look at the explosion of goat cheese making in America's heartland, and later on we take a very, very quiet look at the exciting NBA playoffs on All Things Dull and Pretentious on NPR. But first, this news from parts of the world you've never heard of.
$96.96 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
Remember that info. You will need it to vote for round 2 of your boners. Here we go. 3 news stories. These are examples of bad, stupid, funny human behavior. Boner means mistake. You will decide of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. If it wins here, it'll go up against the winner of round 1's voting. We did that an hour ago. But we'll take both of the champions and throw them into Boner Dome at 9:20 this morning is when Boner Fight happens, and that's when you decide Boner of the Day. So here we go. Choose your champion for round 2. 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you will vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive
tickets to Squatters' 30th anniversary event on September 8th. Squatters30.eventbrite.com, or there's a link on our website, x96.com.
All right, here we go then. This will be boner candidate number 1. What's a little lad? The city of Newark, New Jersey, has really blown it here. Growing crisis over lead contamination in drinking water gripped Newark on Wednesday, as tens of thousands of residents were told to drink only bottled water. The culmination of years of neglect that has pushed New Jersey's largest city to the forefront of an environmental problem afflicting urban areas across the nation. Urgent new warnings from federal officials about contamination in drinking water from aging lead pipes spread anxiety and fear across much of Newark, but the municipal government's makeshift efforts to set up distribution centers to hand out bottled water did not go well. They were not organized. Everybody was confused, and there was a lot of frustration, and the state and local officials said, we're going to make free water available, and hundreds of people waited in long lines in the summer heat to pick up bottled water.
Okay.
And then the bottled water was expired. Now we
got it cheap. That's how we're able to give it away free.
Now it won't. I mean, it's not going to hurt you, but some people are, don't like that. They're upset by that, and they just say, well, it's just a date that nah. If you're going to be giving people free water because you've screwed up their water system, then you ought to be providing them with the very best that you can. And they didn't. And that's a crime. Oh, what's a little lad? Boner candidate number 1. Boner candidate number 2, let me clarify my ridiculous position. Atlanta United soccer manager Frank DeBoer issued a statement to the Atlanta Constitutional Journal on Wednesday to clarify some controversial comments he made recently in a recently published article in which he twice described equal pay for men's and women's athletes as ridiculous.
Really?
The story was published on Tuesday by The Guardian, though DeBoer did say that female athletes should be paid what they deserve based on the revenue that their sports produce. He said the idea as of now, was ridiculous because of his perceived revenue discrepancies. In his statement Wednesday issued through the team, DeBoer said, I'd like to clarify my comments in yesterday's Guardian story.
I've been told I need to clarify my comments.
Good luck.
When taken in its full context, my position is I wholly respect and support the women's game, and I am encouraged and excited by its growth both internationally and here in the U.S. I do believe when it comes to the economics of the game, as popularity keeps increasing, it will lead to increased revenue and higher salaries for the women's game, which is fantastic and which we all want to see. I am proud to be a part of a club that embraces equality. I apologize for any distraction this has become for our team and organization. But that's not what he initially said. What he said is if it's just as popular as the men, then they'll get equal pay.
No.
But because the income and the advertising will go with that, he was quoted as saying in The Guardian. But it's not like that. So why do they have to earn the same? I think it's ridiculous. I don't understand it. Well, I've been told, now I haven't looked at the figures, that the women's game actually makes more money than the men's in a lot of respects. They bring in more revenue, let's put it that way. They sell more jerseys.
It depends on how you want to look at the numbers.
I suppose it does.
You can make an argument either way, is what I'm saying.
But the fact that they get paid, what is it, less than a third of what the men make?
Considerably less.
That's ridiculous.
That is.
Boner candidate number 2, let me clarify my ridiculous position. And coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. Listen, that's Mr. Thief to you.
All right, boner candidate number 3 for round 2. Coming up after this, big boy news and opinnuendo, brought to you by
Moochie's, authentic Philly cheesesteaks, handmade meatballs. Did you know they also offer catering and delivery? Moochie's, downtown Midvale, Lehigh, and now in South Salt Lake.
Well, Dave Grohl seems like a pretty nice guy, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
The Foo Fighters got up a crowd surfer who was in a wheelchair.
Cool.
Up on stage with them to smash a guitar.
Nice.
At a show in Hungary.
I like it.
Dave Grohl invited a crowd surfing wheelchair user on stage during the band's gig at the Zsgat Festival in Hungary on Tuesday.
It's an excellent festival.
The rocker was about to close with the group's hit Everlong, a Budapest Mammoth music event on Tuesday, when he spotted the unlikely crowd surfer near the front of the audience. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to say, even to the guy in the effing wheelchair, you are an effing star right now, buddy. He is the effing star of the show. Let's get him up here. And they did. He came up on stage and they did the song, and then he gave him a guitar and said, "Go ahead,
nice,
smash it."
I love Dave Grohl.
Yeah, he was pretty good. Don Lemon, CNN anchor, is denying allegations that he physically and verbally attacked a bartender during a night out in the Hamptons. Lemon was accused of repeatedly shoving his finger in the face of Dustin. I just paused for dramatic effect there. In the face of Dustin Heiss during what was called an unprovoked incident, according to a lawsuit filed in New York Supreme Court on Sunday. CNN spokesman shot down the claims in a statement alleging that Mr. Heiss had previously lashed out against the network on social media and had also made extortion attempts against Don Lemon. A plaintiff in the lawsuit has previously displayed a pattern of contempt for CNN on his social media accounts. This claim follows his unsuccessful threats and demands for an exorbitant amount of money from Don Lemon. Don categorically denies any of his claims, and this matter does not merit any further comment at this time. Aggressive sexual exhibition near the Great Salt Lake has prompted a police investigation. The Bird Refuge off 7200 West and Interstate 80 in Salt Lake has great views of natural wildlife close to the shore of the Great Salt Lake.
Okay.
But a photographer who went to capture those images saw something extremely, entirely unexpected. Exhibitionists engaging in sex acts along the side of the road.
Whoa.
The public needs to be made aware because this is a public safety issue, said photographer Shane Osborne.
The public safety issue?
Osborne said he's seen men engaging in sex near the bird refuge several times, but today he claims one of the men tried to ram his car after he took pictures of them.
Why was he taking pictures?
He came straight at me and there was nowhere I could go, Osborne said. Osborne claims the man sped past him, then flipped his truck around to scare him. He called 911 and officers responded to the scene. Salt Lake City police confirmed they're investigating lewd acts along that stretch of 7200 West, but would not confirm that there have been any citations or arrests. The public sex acts could lead to a charge of lewdness, a Class B misdemeanor. There's thousands of people who come out here to watch birds, Osborne said. They don't want to see this. Now, I have heard that there is a place out there that they call Bear Bum Beach, where nudists, is the way I've heard it put, congregate.
I have not heard that.
And it's right out in that area
somewhere. We
somewhere.
run in different circles, I guess.
Yeah, we really do, as a matter of fact. Mine is in the real world out here. Bear Bum Beach, yeah, and I have heard that all kinds of things go on there.
I'm not defending, having sex in public, but you can understand why he was upset if he was taking pictures of them.
Yes, I can. I don't. If they're having sex along the side of the road, I don't think that's a great idea, though. I mean,
there's lots of bad choices being made.
Yes, there are. Utah's Wasatch Brewery will not be able to sell its craft beer Polygamy Porter in North Carolina. Because the state's alcohol board upheld its own ruling that said polygamy is illegal.
Even talking about it is, apparently.
Somehow you're glorifying polygamy.
How is that?
I don't know.
I don't. It's
I hadn't thought about polygamy, and now that I've had this beer,
a bottle of porter,
I think I'm going to take on another spouse.
This beer has a point.
This beer has a point.
Brewmaster and co-CEO John Lee was in North Carolina for the appeal hearing After it previously rejected the beer label, Lee said he thought that there was a good chance the board would overturn its decision, but the North Carolina Alcohol Beverage Control Commission originally rejected the alcohol for sale in the Tar Heel state because it said in a letter that polygamy is contrary to state law. The ABC board has to approve all sales and rejects nudity, the use of the American flag, or anything obscene or indecent. The drink label had to face the same process in Utah and 19 other states where it's sold, and it's not been turned down in any of them except North Carolina. Yeah. So there you go. So this is, they did a survey to find who they thought the most lovable, likable mascot brand was, the mascot for a brand was. And it was determined, not Ronald McDonald, and it's the little Pillsbury Doughboy.
Oh, he giggles when you poke him in the tummy. It's adorable.
Unforgettable brand faces like Cocoa Pops, Coco the Monkey, Aaron from Esurance, and the Duracell Bunny did well. The most memorable, though, the Starbucks Mermaid.
Yeah.
People, if you see that, they go, well,
You know
that's
exactly
Starbucks.
what it is.
If you see a picture of Colonel Sanders, you know what
Yeah.
that is.
Mm-hmm.
The Gecko from Geico. M&M's spokes candies because, well, they're M&M's.
Yeah.
And Ronald McDonald, the most memorable. The least memorable is Coco the Monkey, Cocoa Pops. Oh, the least memorable, the Duracell Bunny. Now, this shows a picture of a bunny, not the one, remember how they used to have the mechanical,
It was pink.
bunny. Yeah,
with a drum.
And that you would recognize, I would
Yeah.
think. The Sugar Bear for what we used to call Sugar Crisp, but now it's Golden Crisp. Chicken of the Sea, the mermaid.
I don't know, Charlie.
I know Charlie Tuna, but not...
Charlie is Starkist, yeah.
Oh.
And Aaron from Esurance is one of the least memorable as well, it says. Mascots that get you fired up. They really liked the little Pillsbury Doughboy and the, but they hated Mr. Mucus for Mucinex.
He lost in every negative category.
Yeah. The most persuasive, the M&M's candy. The least persuasive, Mr. Mucus. Trustworthy. Oh, Snuggle Bear from the fabric softener.
Oh, yeah.
Little Snuggle Bear.
Why do you trust Snuggle Bear?
Well, because he's cute.
He wouldn't
and
lie.
snuggly.
Yeah.
And he's soft, and he'll make your fabric soft.
He's sincere.
Yeah. And Mr. Mucus, not trustworthy.
No.
Annoying, Mr. Mucus.
Mr. Mucus.
Yeah. He
And
didn't do well.
And for some reason, the lady with the torch from Columbia Pictures.
Why is that annoying?
Ronald Reagan's ex-wife, Jane Wyman.
Hmm.
And creepy, Mr. Mucus, and he is, and Finn from the Goldfish Crackers. Creepy. I don't know.
As long as the Noid wasn't there. Let's see, sports weather traffic.
The Noid is nowhere.
Salt Lake Bees, they return to Smith's Ballpark for a 4-game set with the El Paso Chihuahuas. And Katie, tonight it's Wizard Night at the Bees. They're going to have characters there. You can get your picture taken with them. It says, don't forget to board the Hogwarts Express. It's the little train. But then it's Princess Night on Saturday. So lots of fun. 8 games left for the Bees. Real Salt Lake won last night. They have had their 3rd straight victory in front of RSL fans at Rio Tinto Stadium. They're now in 4th place in the Western Conference standings. It's the highest spot they've had all season. So that's good news. Weather, we're in the low to mid 90s all weekend long and sunny. My kid's playing in the Adidas soccer tournament, and it's hot out there in West Jordan. You poor West Jordan people have to deal with that traffic every day. I've been driving out to West Jordan Soccer Complex every day for this tournament. It's so bad out there every day. I sympathize with you. Let's see if I can sympathize with other people commuting right now. Crash northbound I-15 25th South in Salt Lake. We've also got a crash eastbound 78 South northbound Bangor in West Jordan. Crash northbound I-15 10th South in Salt Lake. Crash northbound I-215 27th South in West Valley. and crashed northbound I-15, 25th South in Salt Lake. Snowbird's annual Oktoberfest is here. Enjoy classic German beer, food, and music every Saturday and Sunday, including Labor Day through October 20th. Get all the details at snowbird.com.
Here's boner candidate number 3. That's Mr. Thief to you. A suspect who used a stolen credit card to purchase a cell phone, some beer, and some cigarettes signed the sales receipts as thief, according to a Pennsylvania court filing. Police report the male suspect swiped the card from a woman who gave him a ride home from a bar last week. Nice guy. The debit card, cops say, was inside of a purse in the center console of the woman's car. The victim, Joey Thompson, noticed the purse was missing the following day, filed a report with the police in a Pittsburgh suburb, but the debit card had already been used to purchase a $200 worth of iPhones, a $200 iPhone at a Metro PCS store, and a case of beer and a pack of cigarettes. And when the cops examined the sales receipts for the 2 transactions, they discovered that the purchaser had signed his name as Thief. The suspect used the surname Lattimore. Thief Lattimore, I guess, during the iPhone purchase, which prompted Butler to check a database, and it did yield, in fact, the name Mark Lattimore, who matched the description
of thief?
Of the guy who was signing Thief.
There you go.
Boner candidate number 3. That's Mr. Thief to you.
All right, let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1. Oh, what's a little lead? The lead crisis in the water in Newark growing as bottled water distribution is bungled in that city. Boner candidate number 2. Let me clarify my ridiculous position. The Atlanta United soccer coach claims that his remarks on equal pay for female soccer players were misrepresented. Well, they weren't really. And boner candidate number 3, that's Mr. Thief to you.
All right, here we go. This is round 2 of your boner voting. You've got to decide, of these 3 candidates, which one is the worst. Which one deserves to go forward to boner fight, possibly become boner of the day. If it wins here, it goes up against the winner of round 1's voting. We'll take both of those champions and stick them into the Boner Dome. Boner fight happens at 9:20. That's when you decide boner of the day. Right now, you're picking the champion for round 2. 1, 2, or 3, the candidate number that you think should win. Put that number, that single digit, in the message of a text, and then text that to 33986. Or you can call the producer's booth. They'll take your voice vote, 877-602-9696. Or go online, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner Voting August 15, 2019, and vote there. You've got 300 seconds. Let's go. This is round 2.
When Carrie
salad.
A salad.
And X96 proud to be a part of Squatters' 30th anniversary event at Squatters on September 8th. You can go to x96.com. There's a link there on where to purchase tickets. And we will be there recording a Not Safe for Work podcast episode. And I believe we gave away some tickets to that to a random boner voter.
Yeah, we did. His name is Jared Bishop. Way to go, Jared. Boner candidate number 1. What's a little lad? The city of Newark, New Jersey, really botching this whole thing. There was, first of all, they warned them. They said, your pipes are really going there. You need to replace this or there's going to be lead in the water system. And nobody did anything about it. And then they said, well, okay, here, we'll give you bottled water. But the bottled water distribution was screwed up. It was chaotic. People were confused. It was not well organized. And, a lot of the water was expired. It won't hurt you, but at the very least, you could get them some nice, fresh water. Boner candidate number 2 was, let me clarify my ridiculous position. The head coach for the Atlanta United soccer team said, well, sure, we like the women's soccer, but it's ridiculous to expect that they should be making as much as the men. They don't bring in that much revenue. That'll happen, but, they got to make more money before they can get more money. And boner candidate number 3, yeah, that's Mr. Thief to you. A suspect signing his name as thief while making purchases with a stolen debit card. My favorite candidate, actually.
It didn't win?
No, it did not. The winner was boner candidate number 1. Oh, what's a little lad?
Really?
Okay, it's interesting. All right, there you go. That's the winner of round 2. It now goes forward to boner fight. Might be boner of the day. Depends. We'll put it up against the winner of round 1's voting. And you'll decide who boner of the day is at 9:20, so about a half hour from now.
So we did movie reviews with Sean Means earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the movies he reviewed was 47 Meters Down.
It's with those alligators, right?
The sharks.
Oh, sharks. That's right.
Uncaged.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty people being menaced by sharks. And one of the pretty people is Sistine Stallone. She sounds familiar because she's
Sylvester
Stallone's daughter, and she's being interviewed for this.
Oh, yeah, she is pretty.
For this movie. She said she didn't need inspiration to act petrified of sharks in her new movie debut, 47 Meters Down Uncaged. Her father, Sylvester Stallone, planted that fear when he literally pushed her into shark-filled waters during a boat tour off the island of Bora Bora.
Oh, cool.
Sylvester was chumming the waters to attract reef sharks during a family trip 4 years ago and succeeded in attracting sharks.
Was she chum?
She said, so my dad thought it would be funny to push me in. This is after chumming and attracting the sharks.
Hey, look at that. It's funny. You get all wet in there with the sharks.
She said, I could see them swimming all around me. I had a full-on panic attack. Now this says, to be fair, swimming with moderately sized reef sharks isn't particularly dangerous.
They won't hurt you. I know they won't hurt you.
I know sharks.
They're not going to hurt you.
But that's
it's not like getting in the ring with Apollo Creed.
But that's jerk dad move right there. If my dad did that, I would not speak to him, maybe ever, pushing me into shark-filled waters. I was just kidding.
My daughter loved me.
No, if you loved me, you wouldn't push me into shark-filled waters.
No, you're right. I would never do that.
I think this is method acting.
I'm helping you.
I know you're going to be in the movie.
Is this it?
Yeah, this was way before that she was ever cast in this movie, right?
4 years ago. Yeah, this happened 4 years ago. So
she was just a mere child.
But
she's only 21 now.
But he's one of those jerk dads that does stuff like that because they think it's funny. That's a jerk dad move. That's not dad joke all in good fun.
No.
It's jerk dad.
Yeah. No, I knew a jerk dad. It was funny. I was just talking about him the other day. He's passed now, but he's the, I won't go into all the details, but he was the father of a relative of mine who anytime he would see me, he'd say, "Who's that girl you're with?" Because I had long hair. Who's that girl you're with?
Same joke every time.
Or, yeah, I see you haven't gone to the barber yet. You go out with women, they like that hair. You know, he thought he was being funny.
No, he's not.
He was just being an ass.
You know, if he'd been near shark-infested waters, he probably would have pushed you in.
If we had been near shark-infested waters, I might have pushed him in. You know. You're getting, that's a nice hair. It's looking nice there. You're looking more like a girl every time I see you.
Well, you mentioned it. I knew a lot of jerk dads growing up.
Yeah, that was kind of a style of dadding.
Yeah. Oh, I just kid. No.
Yeah, you had to be a turd, you know, especially to your kids' friends, or, you know, you had to be a jerk. That was the style. You wear one of those white wife beater T-shirts, you know, the undershirts, and you drink beer and you be a jerk to the kids that come around. That's what you do.
Yeah, I knew quite. Now that you put it that way, I can count. Let's see, in the area around my house, 1, 2, 3.
Like dad, you avoided. Like I don't like going over to your house because your dad's a jerk.
Or some of them, they'd sit on the front porch or the front lawn and then with a hose and squirt you whenever you came by, with it on really high, you know, high pressure.
Because they think it's funny.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be allowed to have children, those people.
I mean, I don't think they thought they were being.
No, they thought they were being funny. Yeah. Sylvester Stallone thought he was being funny. I knew those sharks weren't going to hurt her.
My dad did that to me. You know, it's yeah.
My dad wasn't a jerk dad, but he realized that he screwed up at one point. Pushing me too hard to get into sports drove me away from sports. And he realized that by the time it was too late. You know, if he'd have backed off instead of pushing me as much as he pushed me, then I might have gotten into sports and he would have had a real boy on his hands.
How did he push you?
Oh, it was Peanut League baseball. It was like the most important thing in the world that I do that.
No, and you're going.
And you're going, yeah.
No matter how much you protest.
And we got to work on your hitting. And the last straw was when I struck out, and he yelled at me when we got home, and I sat there and I watched you strike out. I said, well, guess what, Dad? You're not going to have to worry about that ever again.
Because I quit.
And the look on his face when I said that, he realized, I pushed him too far.
Well, you don't want to, you don't want to. It's like when I had my oldest kid, had him in piano lessons when he was little. He wanted to learn to play. He wanted to go learn to play, and then when it was too hard, he wanted to quit. And so you don't know where to draw the line. Do you say, okay, you can quit, or don't give up on this? If you quit, it's just another failure. You don't want to fail. You know, you want to keep at it.
Well, how old was he when he did that?
It was very early teens, I think, or
See, I've
10,
had kids
11,
want to
12.
quit things, and I'll be like, well, you have to finish through here. Like, if I've signed you up for a team, we've made a commitment to this team, and you have to finish the season. At the end of the season, we can talk about it. If you don't want to sign back up, we don't. But you do have to finish what you finish that segment of it. You don't push past that.
That's like my little Mrs. Bill, my youngest child. She took piano lessons, and I wish she would have continued, but it got to the point where she said, I don't like it. I don't want to do it anymore. Okay. I wish you would, because it's nice to have musical ability. But
Okay, traffic jam?
Yeah, they had that earlier rollover crash on Legacy Parkway. They had to stop traffic for a few minutes so a tow truck could pull the car out of the way, but I believe they've completed that task. There's still some residual delays in that area. Crash northbound I-15 at 25th South in Salt Lake. Crash eastbound 78 South, northbound Bangor in West Jordan. Thought a friend of the program sent us something, but it's been pushed down, so I don't have that anymore. Just want to remind you about the Tour of Utah. It's Stage 3, Antelope Island State Park to North Salt Lake. If you'd like to know the times and route specificity, you can go to tourofutah.com.
The meanest thing he ever did to his daughter, Stallone, named her Sistine.
Yeah.
Brought to you by the Honda Giant, Stockton 12 Honda in Sandy. Find your Honda at stockton12honda.com.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll be back. Boner fight coming up. Stand by for that. Brooklinen.com is the website, and you need to go there. I love my regular Brooklinen sheets. They're fabulous, buttery smooth. But they want to point you in the direction of their newest linen collection. And the reason for that is the warmer weather is here. You know, you want something maybe a little light, breezy, lightweight, and soft. So take a look at their new linen collection. They're great colors. There are 12 different beautiful colors and patterns to choose from. Beautiful, airy linen pieces give your bedroom a nice, relaxed feel, providing you with the ultimate comfort. It's in their name, so you know it's good. Brooklinen's newest linen collection is amazing. I couldn't recommend their products more for graduates, newlyweds, or friends and family, or if you just want to treat yourself to a bedroom upgrade that you deserve. Brooklinen.com giving an exclusive offer just for our listeners. Get 10% off and free shipping when you use the promo code Jackson, my last name, at brooklinen.com. They are so confident in their products that their sheets, comforters, and towels all come with a lifetime warranty. The only way to get 10% off and free shipping is to use the promo code Jackson at brooklinen.com. That's BROOKLINEN.com and the promo code Jackson. These really are the best sheets ever.
X96.
His third solo album, Deep. Peter Murphy, who is in the hospital right now, he's performing a series of shows in New York and at a club, and started feeling poorly, and I guess he had a heart attack. I just was looking up some stuff about Peter Murphy. Of course, he was in the band Bauhaus before that, which was a pretty a fairly widely acclaimed band. But a couple of interesting things. He lives in Istanbul, Turkey, with his Turkish wife, Beyhan. There's a picture of Peter Murphy at x96.com/live, and I think that's a fairly recent picture from his New York performances. His wife is the choreographer for the Turkish National Modern Dance Group. He's a Sufi Muslim, and the Neil Gaiman comic book series, The Sandman, Dream's face and appearance is based on Peter Murphy.
Oh.
I didn't know that.
Okay.
Gaiman explained that Murphy was the original model for Morpheus. Gaiman also stated that the Sandman artist Dave McKeon based Dream's face in the cover of Sandman #1 on Peter Murphy specifically.
I can see that. Yeah.
Also, in James O'Barr's comic book, The Crow, Eric's face was heavily based, said the artist, on Peter Murphy.
I can see that as well.
Yeah. Interesting. You know who opened for him on his very first North American tour? Jewel.
Joel?
Oh, that's right.
That's pretty strange, isn't it?
That's right.
Yeah.
Joel.
So anyway.
Utah's own.
Is she?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought she was from Alaska.
She lived here for a time.
In a car, I think.
She slept in a car. That's right.
Yeah, but I think she's from Alaska.
You know who else has slept in a car?
Who?
Dave Matthews Band.
There you go.
Well, about that, yeah.
Coming to USANA Amphitheater Tuesday, August 27th. Tickets are on sale at smithtix.com, or perhaps you will win them from us right now. I'm going to give you a keyword, and you'll text it to 33986 for your chance to win. The keyword is Warriors. WARRIORS. Warriors.
Warriors.
Text that to 33986.
Come out to play.
Thank you very much.
Now,
yes.
Are we going to do this
No,
list
we
for
don't
Katie
have time
here?
No,
for that.
no.
The break is over.
You Peter Murphy factist.
We can save it.
Yeah, we got time.
Maybe we can do it up at Snowbird tomorrow.
Yeah, there you go.
How about that?
Will the list be fresh then?
Yeah.
It's okay with me. It's not my list. I don't care.
Okay. We'll take a break. We will be back. Boner of the Day is coming up with Boner Fight. And before that, a reasonable amount of news. Stand by for all of that. 23andme.com/X96. We ask you to do the /X96 at the end of that so that we get credit. Thank you. And I've been having a pretty good time exploring the results of my test and on their website. You could spend hours doing that. And yeah, they tell you where your ancestors are from, but did you know it could also give you a lot of genetic information about your health and traits? You can understand more about yourself and inform how you live your life going forward. It's the 23andMe Health Ancestry Kit, Health Ancestry Service. You can learn how your genes can affect your health. It is a lot to take in, but once you know more, you can take action to learn how to stay healthy. I mean, it gives you reports on things like understand your genetic predisposition to health conditions like type 2 diabetes, blood clots, inherited high cholesterol, hereditary breast and ovarian cancer, all kinds of things. So you may want to try this. 23andMe reports do not diagnose disease or describe overall likelihood of developing any disease. 23andMe tests select genetic variants only. Visit 23andme.com/X96 for more important test information. Order your health ancestry kit at 23andme.com/X96, and you can meet your genes in 125 personalized genetic reports. That's the number 23andme.com/X96.
What if I told you Text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
All right, so you're going to need that info to vote for Boner of the Day here in about, well, it looks like 5 minutes. So before that, a reasonable amount of news brought to you by
Fink and McGregor Mortgage is made simple. Call Fink and McGregor today for your free mortgage analysis. 801-264-9494.
Let's see, the Daily Caller.
That's a propaganda source for the right wing.
Yeah.
They put out fictionalized
so whatever's
news
coming
stories.
next.
Yeah, so whatever's coming next is BS.
They are reporting that Jeffrey Epstein was not talking about suicide. And he told one of his lawyers Saturday night, "I'll see you on Sunday." His lawyers not only found the convicted pedophile talkative, but also positive about his chances for further lenient treatment from the justice system. And this is according to the New York Post. They're quoting the New York Post here.
Oh.
He believed he would have a denial of bail overturned. That's according to the New York Post.
Well, and that's probably true. But hours before the incident, like 2,000 documents were released that were just damning as hell. And he probably heard about that and went, okay.
Or Ray Donovan.
Wait,
Well, you never know. You really never know. Sacha Baron Cohen is doing a new Netflix series. It's called The Spy, a 6-episode limited series, The Spy, in which he plays real-life Mossad agent Eli Cohen. And I guess it's pretty
So it's not one of his hidden camera.
Although one of his characters was alleged former Mossad agent.
Yeah. No, this is going to be apparently pretty straight ahead.
Huh.
Joining Cohen are Noah Emmerich as Dan Peleg, Eli's Mossad handler who tries to erase his own guilt over the sacrifices that Eli makes.
So this is a serious thing.
Yeah, it looks like it.
It's not him being silly.
Well, he's good.
He's done a couple of fairly serious things. The hours-long standoff where a gunman shot at police, wounding 6 in Philadelphia, ended with no fatalities. And as a matter of fact, the 6 wounded officers were all treated and able to go home.
Which it's kind of shocking that after all that, nobody was hurt worse.
Philadelphia Police Commissioner Richard Ross, who spent hours Wednesday negotiating with the gunman through the phone, said the situation that unfolded could have been so much worse. There was a very dynamic situation, one that I hope we never see again. And he said, and why this guy had so many weapons and why he was able to have so many weapons, I don't understand.
And why they say that is he had several previous convictions, criminal history.
He shouldn't have had those.
No.
Yeah.
And, you talk to a lot of police chiefs around the country and police commissioners, they favor some sort of gun control.
Well, yeah, because police officers have to go in and deal with people like that. And this guy apparently was unhinged, just had a assault weapon that was just kind of spraying bullets everywhere.
The cops say that they're outgunned out there.
I think, unfortunately, Dave Owen and I argue about this on the latest Van Oker Group podcast, and I think, unfortunately, I feel sort of hopeless about the whole thing. I am not opposed to taking gun control measures, but I think we're not going to get to the bottom of any of this until, this is embedded in our DNA as Americans.
Sure.
This right to bear arms. It's part of who we think we are.
Sure.
Now, I mean that in a collective sense. I don't feel that personally. I don't feel the need to own a gun or want a gun or anything like that. But it's part of the American DNA, and
you're not going to get rid of that.
We got to deal with. Well, I mean, you can re-educate certainly, but that's a really difficult process.
It's a long and difficult process.
Yeah. But the good news is that Kate Middleton, that's Prince, what's his name's wife. Which one? William? No. Harry?
Yes.
Harry.
No. Harry. No.
Yeah, she's been spotted out in public for the first time in 10 years wearing shorts.
Good for her.
So big things are happening with Brexit coming on.
Is that how you can tell? Because shorts?
They say that, what's his name, Boris
Boris
Johnson.
Trump.
They say it is likely he may have one of the shortest tenures as prime minister of any prime minister in history. He lost, I think he had one strong supporter in the House, somebody that had won, but they lost that seat.
Mm-hmm.
So he really has people who are either sort of neutral or against him. And I think he may get what he has coming to him at some point.
Good. He deserves it.
Yeah, I think so too.
All right.
It's Boner Fight with Radio from Hell on X96.
I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to queer the deal here, but I think that this is going to be a lopsided boner fight.
Well, we'll see.
Number one is, you know where we came from? Well, Iowa Congressman Steve King says he really does. He thinks that there wouldn't be any population left without rape and incest.
Okay.
You go back into the history, the rape or incest, you took all that away, we wouldn't even be here. Now, he was using this as an argument for no exclusions on an abortion bill.
So he's pro-rape.
Well, you could make that inference, certainly.
Yeah.
And that's going against number two. Oh, what's a little lead? The lead crisis in the Newark, Delaware. No, see, I do that all the time because I lived for a summer in Newark, Delaware.
Mm-hmm.
Spelled the same way. It's Newark, New Jersey.
There you go.
They lead crisis, lead in the water, and then when they tried to get bottled water to the people, they botched that whole thing as well. That's number two.
All right. You've got to decide of these two candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to be boner of the day. Remember your candidate number, the one that you think should win. Put that number in the message of a text, 1 or 2. Text that to 33986. Or you can call 877-602-9696. Use your voice. Or go online, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner Fight August 15, 2019, and vote there. If you don't see that box, refresh. It should appear. You've got 300 seconds. Let's go.
Start.
Time to award Boner of the Day.
And it's brought to you by...
In part
by a delicious pasta, pappardelle and Italian sausage pasta and salad and, yeah.
And on October 18th through the 20th, experience Anime Bonsai's 15th anniversary. Anime Bonsai is Utah's premier family-friendly, all-inclusive anime and Japanese culture convention. Get your discounted tickets now at animebonsai.org.
And why don't you join me in congratulating Bob, who won the tickets.
Congratulations, Bob.
It was no fight.
Yeah.
3 votes for number 2. What's a little lead?
Yeah. Seemed lopsided.
Yeah.
But
I thought it might be a little better. But number 1, Steve King, Representative Steve King, saying, would there be any population in the world left if it weren't for rape and incest?
He's Beach.
He's a bonehead, isn't he?
Yes. Well, and he's Boner of the Day for August 15th, 2019. He might be Boner of the Week. We'll find out tomorrow when Dave the Flower Guy proclaims it.
Oh, so will he come? Because we're not going to be here. So
He'll
will
be
he
here.
come
He'll be
in
here.
and
He
he
always
and
does.
Carlin will do that?
He
and-
always does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now we have a guest here in the studio. It's Michael, right? Michael McPhee?
Yes, sir.
How are you?
Good. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, well, it's a pleasure. We've been talking, we've been running some ads and stuff for this ride for fallen officers. Utah Law Enforcement Memorial and Timpanogos Harley-Davidson. It's the 13th annual Ride for Fallen Officers, and it's this Sunday, right?
Yes, sir.
So tell us about the, first of all, you do PR for the Fallen Officers Memorial, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm a board member for ULEM, which is the Utah Law Enforcement Memorial.
And tell us about that, just what do you guys do exactly?
So we are a nonprofit, and our primary goal or function is to remember officers who have kind of made the ultimate sacrifice in the line of duty for our community. So what we do is we have the memorial wall up at the state capitol, which when an officer passes in the line of duty, we put their name up there on a plaque, and we have an annual ceremony. We also have a honor wall at Post.
What is Post?
Post is Peace Officer Standards and Training, which is where you have to go through the police academy in order to become a police officer.
Is that the Fred House?
That's for the Corrections Bureau.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yep.
That's right.
And so the memorial or the honor wall is for officers who have been injured so severely in the line of duty that they lost their career essentially.
Yes, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So-
And now you don't mind talking about it, do you? You say you were an officer yourself?
Yes, sir. Yep. I was an officer. I was a police officer for 16 years.
And wounded?
I was involved in a shooting in 2011 where I was shot. I stayed with the police department another couple of years before leaving.
Did that make you just sort of though like you just lost your taste for being a police officer? It would, because it sure would me.
Yeah, it was kind of a combination of the physical injuries and my family, putting my family. After that, I mean, my family was always nervous about me leaving, going to work, and then after that, I had young kids, and so
it's tough on them.
Yeah, it was time.
Yeah. So let's talk about the ride. This is 13th annual, I think it says. It's designed to raise money and also to commemorate, right?
It is. This is our biggest event of the year as far as raising funds, and that allows us to continue to do what we do and support officers and their families. So it means a great deal to us. The public support is, I mean, as you know, as someone who almost ended up on that wall, I can't express how much the support means from the community. The funds that we raise allow us to do what we do. We also, when an officer passes, we try and financially support the family and help them with a monetary donation, as you know, they're one of their major breadwinners is
cops, and cops don't make a lot of money to begin with.
And
so there's a if the cop breadwinner is gone, there's no more bread.
Correct.
I mean,
yep.
Yeah. That's a terrific thing that you can do. How do you get into the ride? Is it full yet, or can you still do it?
Nope, we still have a registration. You can go to www.utahsfallen.org and you can pre-register, I believe, up until tomorrow. I believe registration is $25 and then $10 per rider. And then the ride starts at 10 a.m. at Timpanogos Harley in Linden and will end at the Capitol.
Now, you don't have to have a Harley Davidson to do this.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Nope.
It's just anybody who has a motorcycle of some sort.
Correct. Yeah, I ride a sport bike and I participate. We have every type of motorcycle show up. I
Yeah.
think we even have a few scooters, and
Mhm.
so yeah, any support, we welcome you.
And you don't have to ride at all. Actually, I just went to your website, and you can just donate right on the website. If maybe you can't go, or maybe you don't ride, or you want to just make a donation, you
Correct.
can do that there as well.
Last year, more than 2,000 motorcycles made the ride. I think I happened to be in an area where they came by, and it's quite a procession.
It is. It's really fun. It's neat to be a part of, and my favorite part is the crowds. There will be certain areas where people will line the streets and wave as you go by, and it just, as somebody who worked in that profession and kind of went through some of the hardest parts of what that job has to offer, seeing people take time out of their day to come out and support us is it really does mean a lot.
The ride is Sunday, August 18th. You still have time to get into the ride at going to this website. It's utahsfallen.org, and you can pre-register there. And if you want to show up the day of, you can probably register too, right?
Correct. Yep.
That's at Timpanogos Harley Davidson in Linden. It's right off the freeway there, that big Harley Davidson. You can't miss it. It's a beautiful place. It's a beautiful shop.
You should have good weather for this as well. This weekend, so.
We'll be serving breakfast that morning as well.
Oh, really?
Cool.
What, pancakes?
I believe so. Pancakes. And
That's easy.
Yeah, pancakes and some bacon and some syrup. And
Yep.
yeah, that'll be good. It's a great thing you do, Mr. McPhee, Michael McPhee. Thanks for being here, and I hope it's a huge success again this year.
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate you having us.
Sure.
Oh, no problem at all. Thank you very much. All right, we'll take a break. We will be back. This Friday, August 16th, Radio from Hell.
Well, here we are coming toward.
We're going to sponsor this.
Okay.
Is what we're doing here. $500 off furnace and air conditioner replacement. That's a hail of a deal. Get comfortable. Stay comfortable with Scott Hale Plumbing, Heating and Air. Call 801-264-HAIL.
Now we come to the end of the show and the end of the tenure of our 2 interns here who are going back to school. When does school start?
Monday,
so you're leaving.
I'm leaving tonight.
Do you have your number 2 pencils and your...
Nobody does that anymore, Gina.
Not anymore.
Nobody does that anymore. No pencil box. So it's Hannah and Bailey. I'll ask each one of you, have you enjoyed your time here?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
Yeah, now you're going back to school to study broadcasting. Yeah?
Yes, I'm majoring in radio, actually.
And you?
I'm majoring in design.
Design.
And graphic design.
Oh, graphic design.
Yeah.
Okay. And I thought maybe you were going to design radios. and have you learned anything about broadcasting here, Hannah?
I absolutely have.
Like what?
Yeah. Like this show is awesome. No, I've learned a lot about editing and how a show works.
Yeah, that's okay. That's fine. No, that was a good answer. You've learned that the show is awesome.
Yes.
That's all we ask of you.
Beautiful.
And Bailey, anything you've learned?
I've learned I'm not a morning person.
But you show up.
I do show up.
So there are plenty of interns we've had who went, I am not a morning person, and then they don't
They
show
just go
up
away.
anymore. So you've showed up.
But he had to because Carrie knows his parents. That's right.
Somewhat, yes.
Yeah. Anything that you've observed or that you've wanted to ask us before you go?
Oh, I don't know. Can you think of anything, Bailey?
No, I think I know everything.
Things that have occurred to you. You go, I wonder why, or
why are they so mean?
Or what do you?
No, not even. Bill, what's your favorite band?
Geez, it could any number of bands. Like right now, I've got Peter Murphy on the brain. But if I were to go home and pick a favorite band and listen to them right now, it'd probably be either Bruce Springsteen,
really,
or the Rolling Stones. Maybe just
Awesome.
all time over favorite. Yeah.
See, I thought you'd say Stones.
Yeah, it's probably the Stones top number one.
And Carrie, I know your favorite band's The Kinks, right?
Yes, one of them.
And then Gina, what's your favorite band?
Oh, I have a lot.
38 Special.
Yes, 38. No. 38
No. Say it. Say Extreme. Just say it.
Extreme. I'm embarrassed.
Yeah, but I mean, of the stuff we play, I mean, I love Foo Fighters and
Foo Fighters, my favorite.
and before that, Nirvana. When I hear old Nirvana songs, I go, I forgot how damn good this is. You know, it's. And what would we play this morning? That was Jimi Hendrix. Man. Anyway, how about you, Bailey? Any questions?
No.
He just wants to leave.
No, I just had a great time.
Now,
it
are
was
you guys
fun.
going to come back after?
Absolutely, I would love to.
Okay.
Yes, I want to thank you personally each for my time here.
Well,
I've
you're
enjoyed it
welcome.
so much.
Personally.
Anytime you want to come back and help out. Christmas time. When
I mean, that's really up to Katie, not us.
All right.
Yeah.
She said okay.
So we have new interns in there, right?
Yeah. Yes.
How do you think they'll be?
Oh, they're amazing.
They'll do great.
Already.
They're
Peggy
already?
and Logan.
Yep.
Yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What are the names?
Peggy
Yeah.
and Logan, and there's
Peggy and
Miriam as well, but she's not here today.
Miriam. I like that. Miriam. Well, it's been a pleasure to have you both around. You've not caused any trouble, and you seem to have gotten things done well. And then the very last question we'll ask you is that.
Well, it's the exit interview question.
Yeah. You see that door? Don't let it hit you in the ass. Okay.
Will do.
No, that means use it.
On the way out.
Okay.
Get out.
Yeah.
Bill's saying,
Get out.
Thank you.
You got it. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Okay, let's see.
we got to go up to Snowbird.
Yes, that's true.
I got to go home and pack.
Well, I'm there one night. I think I'm just taking a change of underpants.
Oh, I thought you were going to stay the weekend.
No, I'm just there tonight. I'll
Well-
just take some underpants and that'll be it.
I'm doing 2 nights.
We'll be doing the show tomorrow from Snowbird's new restaurant down at the bottom of the Cliff Lodge, which is called now 71.
It's the year Snowbird opened.
And it's where the El Shanate, the Keyhole, where that used to be.
It's totally different, though. I was looking at pictures of it. You won't recognize it.
I'm looking forward to seeing it. So come on up and say hi and hang out. And if you get a room and stay over at the Cliff Lodge, you don't have to come down right at 6 to see the
Yeah,
show.
just wander
You can-
down when you get up.
In your pajamas, that's okay. Bring a bowl of cereal, sit and watch the show. That's all right. we're happy to have you. That means Carlin, tall brother, will be here tomorrow and running the board, and we'll have an exciting opening song of some sort.
Someone is asking if they can eat at 71. We don't know.
Don't know for sure.
I know they are only doing dinner right now.
Yeah.
It's going to be a 3-meal-a-day restaurant.
Eventually.
They have been just kind of gradually opening it.
It's a soft opening.
And so they've been doing dinner and kind of, yeah.
We'll know in the morning, so listen
Yeah.
to the show in the morning. We might say, hey, they are making breakfast, or go up and get something at the atrium and then come down.
Yeah.
There's other places you can eat.
Yeah, the atrium is just up the stairs, really close by, so you can get something there. Yeah. All right.
Let's do the promo and get out of here. Gina, you start.
On Friday's Radio from Hell show,
We'll be broadcasting live from Snowbird's new restaurant, 71.
But don't worry, we will still be answering the best of or meh question of the week. So if you have a question for us to answer, send it to radiofromhell@x96.com.
And we'll be having some special guests on the show to tell you about the fun things that are happening at Snowbird.
you won't want to miss Friday's Radio from Hell show on X96.
People are asking about Radio from Hell TV tomorrow. No, we will not have that. We will be on location.
Yeah.
So, although, just a camera with Carlin on it would be nice. Then I could watch him.
Yeah,
A still
that'd be fun.
camera.
Then I could keep an eye on it.
Just so to see how he glides around the studio.
He hovers.
I want to see him do
Hover,
this.
yeah.
I want to see
hovers.
how he does this.
Well, he's about 2 feet off the ground,
Yeah.
1.5 feet probably, on a cushion of air, and he just kind of.
I just want to see him. I want to see his moves.
There he is.
It's hilarious in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. They use that Wilhelm scream, but they make no attempt to mask it.
Oh, no.
Because
It's just
in
definitely-
in almost every movie made these days, that scream is in the movie, but it's pretty hidden usually.
Yeah. Well, it's become a kind of a thing that the sound mixers do. It's like, how can I sneak this in so that my other sound mixing friends
Well,
won't hear it or can?
I've
or,
trained my kids with it. Now they
My
they
kids
look
do it
for
too.
it.
But in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, it's like they shoot a guy off the in the cowboy western they're doing. He's up on a balcony and they shoot him as he falls, and it's just naked like that. It's funny.
My current text ringtone is a Jawa saying "Utini." I wonder if I can get a Wilhelm scream
bet you
text.
can.
Sure, I'll bet.
So that when I get a text, I get that.
Now I want to do that too.
Well, then we won't know whose phone
That's
it is.
That's
True. All right, I'll keep the Jawa.
No, I'll look and see if I can find one, and then we'll decide.
Bill, you got a text.
Yeah,
Man, they really want to get a hold of you.
I would assign that one to my wife.
I had a friend of mine who had the Imperial Death March from Star Wars as his wife's ringtone. So when she's calling, it's
Uh-oh.
And I'm like, are you worried about her finding out? He goes, well, unless she calls me in the room, she'll never know.
You know what? When my wife calls me, the ringtone is, "Ain't nobody got time for that."
All right, are we good?
Yes.
Oh, the Wilhelm screen is available for
I'm sure it is.
for a ringtone. Jeff says that it's his right now.
Oh.
Well, you can have it. It's okay.
Lots of messages.
I think I want this. I think I want the crow.
That's pretty good too.
That'd be a good ringtone. Because it's like, I've sent a raven.
Yes.
It's a dispatch.
There you go.
Maybe that's the way to go. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
We expect more out of our boners these days.
All right, Corey is next.
Kicking off